Hello, all. You're listening to the Hockey Tank Podcast. This is September the 12th in beautiful Newfoundland, Canada. My name is Trevor Blackler, and today I'm joined with the very funny and insightful Stephen Hale. How are you today, buddy?
Good, man. Thanks for helping me start the podcast.
No sweat, man. Today, we will be discussing the current affairs of the NHL as well as other hockey topics going on in the world. But since this is our first podcast, let's introduce our co-host, myself and Stephen. All right, so you can go first, Steve. I'll just ask you a couple questions now, and
All right, buddy.
you can give us a couple of your
All
answers.
right.
So go ahead and say your name, your age, and your hometown.
Stephen Hale, 20 years old, from Twillingate, Newfoundland.
Beautiful, buddy. Where are you to now, and what are you doing there?
Corner Brook, and going to school fish and wildlife.
Awesome. The reason for starting a podcast.
I need better things to do with my free time than sit down and sim franchise modes all day. I need to get more productive. So I'll drink beer and talk about it instead.
There you go. Hell yeah. And lastly, what do you think you bring to this podcast that's unique to our few but loyal listeners?
A very biased opinion, but at least.
Nice.
Wild. That's Sweet. Pretty much. No, man, I follow everybody, and I like following teams. I like watching different teams. I got a subscription to the NHL Network. I think that's what it's called. So I mean, I watch like Arizona games, right? So
yeah,
I got a good feel for the league. Not amazing, but I think I know enough to comment on it.
So that's kind. So you're about as qualified as any TSN insider for sure.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. I'll do the same. So my name is Trevor Blackler. I'm 22 years old. My hometown is Oshawa, Ontario. Right now, I am in CBS, Newfoundland, and I'm attending school at Memorial University. The reason for starting a podcast is just to talk shit with
have a good time with your buddy.
Yeah, I meant to say shoot the shit, but I guess I'll talk shit too. Why not? I'll shoot the breeze with my buddy about hockey. And I mean, what more could you ask for in life there?
You just need a social platform to talk shit on.
Exactly, man. I'm just looking for some followers to get in my DMs with my hockey opinions. Yeah. I'll talk all the shit I need.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. I don't really bring anything unique, but I'm here to fill up your time. So that's going to be good enough. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's get to the hockey. First, we'll do some division talk, which is probably going to be a weekly segment here on the Hockey Tank podcast. We're just going to give you our
early season
thoughts, opinions, and early predictions for the season. So, Steve, what I'm going to do is in alphabetical order, I'm going to read you the teams in each division, and you're going to air some thoughts and rank them. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Let's get going, buddy. So first of the Atlantic Division. So in this division, we have Boston, Buffalo, Detroit, Florida, Montreal, Ottawa, Tampa Bay, and Toronto. What's your thoughts, and where do you rank these?
So Boston first, or you want me to go from 1 to
8? We can go 1 to 8. Yep, that's fine.
Well, top of the Atlantic, you got Florida. I mean, what can you say? Joel Quenneville, great coach. A lot of depth too. I mean, Gustav Forsling's like a monster now, I think. I mean, he signed a big deal.
Yeah, they brought in a lot of pieces for their depth.
Yeah, and Ekblad is really underrated. I think he's probably one of the better defensemen in the league, but he's pretty injury prone. So
yeah, too bad to see him get injured there because he was having a hell of a season last year.
Yeah, and I mean, they pretty much. I think they gave Tampa the biggest run for their money in the playoffs last year. So I think Florida's getting top of Atlantic for the first time in a while, and I think they're going to win around for the first time in a while.
I hope so. First time since '96. That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick. Yeah, and Barakov, I think his contract's up next year, and I think they're gonna. I mean, he's getting paid like $6 million. He's gonna stay around probably $9 or $10 million. I mean,
yeah,
Florida's
I'd say
set
for sure. I don't know how much money they have to play with, but
the taxing in the States with Florida, I mean, like guys just signed for cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Joe Thornton now, so I mean, he obviously thinks they can win a cup. So why would he sign anywhere else?
Sign with Toronto.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe he's
not
the best at
how bad
cup champions.
All right, we'll get to Toronto. Let's hear the rest. 2 to 8. What do you got?
Tampa, I mean, they lost a lot of depth. Goudreau went to New York, signed a big deal, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, He's a good player, but I don't know if he's worth what New York's paying him. Coleman's gone to Calgary, I think. Pretty good pickup for Calgary. He's probably a really good third line center.
Great pickup. He scored some sick goals.
But I mean, Tampa just I don't know, man. They just flood the depth charts with players they drafted in the 6th round who end up getting like 40 points. So I don't think they're worried. I think they got Ross Colton. He's a stud. I think he scored a Stanley Cup winning goal.
Yeah, so I think he did too. The 1-0 game. I think he scored that goal.
They're going to be fine. They still got never lost in the expansion draft, McDonough or Sergachev or Hedman. So I can't see anything going around. And Kucherov's going to be playing regular season. Yeah.
Yeah, that's top 6.
There. Johnson went to Chicago as well. So
that's right.
I mean, they did lose a few pieces, but I mean, Kucherov and they're just going to be all right. I wouldn't worry about them too much.
Yeah. As long as they will never lost their defense core, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I mean, look who they got between the pipes too.
Yeah.
Like that's unreal.
And I think they got Brian Elliott too, actually now. They signed off season, so it's a good pickup. Third Atlantic, I got Boston because, I mean, Boston just shows up every year.
Yeah,
Bergeron,
no David Krejci.
Pasternak. Yeah, no David Krejci. Actually, I don't know who's going to play second line center, honestly. I think that's probably the biggest hole in the lineup right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I think their defense has took a couple of hits the last few years, too. I mean,
like
Charles gone, and I don't really see much coming up for the blue line. I think they got Vakanainen, and I think they want him to step in.
Was he drafted in 15? One of the 3?
No, I don't think so. They could have had Barzal, Besser, and Shabbat.
Yeah, right. Kyle Connor.
That's like a dynasty right there.
Mm.
But Boston's going to win because they always win games. And
they got the perfect line.
Till Bergeron and Marchand, till they're done, I mean, they're going to be competitive every year. And Rask, I don't know if Rask is playing or not, but they got Allmark coming in anyway. So.
Oh, do they? Nice.
Yeah, they signed Linus Allmark. I think he's probably one of the most underrated goalies in the league.
Yeah, I mean, Swayman's good for, I don't know,
so
10
they
games,
got good depth there. So.
But I wouldn't trust him yet. I'd like to see more out of him until I give him the starter role for sure.
Yeah, so Allmark's a good piece there in case Rask doesn't come around. I don't know what they're going to do if Rask does play, and they got 3 NHL goalies.
Yeah, and they got Vladar coming up too. Like
I think he's gone actually.
Really?
I think he went to Calgary maybe. And off season, I think he's gone anyways, because I think they brought in Allmark and they're like, well, we can't have 4 guys who could play in the NHL.
Yeah, that's nuts. Like you can't stick them all.
That's
in the
like AHL. Dallas. Dallas got like Hudobin, Holtby, Ottinger, Bishop.
Oh,
so I don't know what they're gonna do. Jim Nils.
Yeah,
can't run a.
I'd like to see more out of Ottinger. Why'd they pick him up Holtby? That's crazy.
I don't know. That made no sense. But anyways, Boston's gonna be competitive. I got them going 3rd in the Atlantic because.
Yeah. Who do you got at 4th?
They're always competitive. I got the Leafs at 4th.
Nice.
You know, I feel like Kyle Dubas just signs a bunch of like 50 guys and says, here, put them in the lineup. I don't really think they got a lot of good depth, but I think they got too much star power to not be good.
Yeah, they'll definitely – you can't miss the playoffs with players.
They're not going to miss the playoffs, but like they don't have –
those are –
yeah, I don't think they have the guys to make the big run.
Players, buddy.
Yeah. I don't think they have the guys to make the run, but, you know, I think they got a little bit of depth, but, you know, they're going to need guys like Robertson to step up and score some points because they just don't have it in the bottom 6, I don't think. I mean, Spezza was like 6 on team scoring last year or something. I mean, he's like, what, like 87 or something? He's too old.
He's getting up there, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, they got depth, but they don't have great depth, but they're going to make it to playoffs. That's what I'm saying. And 5th, I got a riser in the standings. I think Ottawa's going to push for a playoff spot because last year DJ Smith had them playing really good. They're tough to play against, and I think one of my favorite players in the league is probably Nick Paul. He's like a monster, man. He doesn't get a lot of points like that. I don't know if he had around 20 points last year or something, but I mean, he's just like he's kind of reminds me of Zach Hyman from Toronto. I mean, he's in the boards. He can do whatever you want. Kill penalties. He can play on the power play probably.
I like him on the penalty kill. Yeah.
Yeah. And they got Connor Brown to help him out. I mean, he's kind of the same type of player.
He's huge, man. He's like 6'6". He's crazy tall.
Nick Paul?
As a forward? Yeah. No, Brown.
Is he?
Yeah, he's huge, man. He's a monster.
Oh, really? And anyways, they got some good pieces there in Ottawa and Stutzel.
Yeah, I like the tenacity of that debate. Don't get me going on that, man. We'll be here till our
Kachuk, I think Kachuk's going to be the captain. I think he's going to be.
I think so too. It's between him or Shabbat, and honestly, I like Kachuk. Yeah,
Bernard Docker. Who else top of my head? They had Shane Pinto. I mean, he's a center from USA.
I think he's going to be sick.
Yeah, man, they got so many pieces. Many pieces. So they're gonna push.
Jake Sanderson coming.
Yeah, I think
they're gonna have a crazy blue line.
Yeah, big time.
Their blue line is gonna be stacked.
Brandstrom. So
yeah,
give it like 2 or 3 years, and these guys are gonna be top of the division. I think
they're gonna have too many defensemen. They're gonna be like a St. Louis or a Nashville, where they're just trading away.
They got Philip Gustafson, Matt Sogard for goalies.
Oh yeah, he's huge too.
So, I mean, I think is it Pierre Dorian? Yeah, he's done a great job. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
He took a lot of heat back when he traded Carlson, but I mean, he's done.
I mean, there was a few years there where they traded away Zibanejad, Carlson, Mark Stone, like Hoffman. So many great players. Hoffman,
San Jose legend.
Yeah, yeah. So, I did like. I thought they were just gonna go right to the bottom and stay there, but they're slowly starting to get up now, which is good.
Yeah, it's nice to see. I like Ottawa. I got nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, so do I.
Sick. Sixth in the division, I got Fawn is actually Montreal because I think they lost more than what they gained. The only piece that I think, 2 pieces that they gain of any substance is probably David Savard and Christian Dvorak. I mean, they lost Kotkaniemi.
And Shea Weber, he's out for the season.
Shea Weber's done. I mean,
most likely to retire. And I mean, Carey Price isn't starting the season
went to
either.
Fucking LA.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, like, you're not adding much. I mean, Dvorak's good. He can play second-line center probably. But, I mean, I don't know. And you draft Kotkaniemi, third? And you let him go a few years later to offer sheet. You could have had Kachuk. You could have had Zadina. You could have had, a lot of good players. So, I think that was a big mistake. And,
I don't know if Paling or, buddy, that got smoked by Scheifele. What's his name? Jake Evans. I don't know. Yeah, like that is great. Third and fourth, maybe, or maybe just 2 fourths and a fourth and an extra. But I mean, losing Kotkaniemi and Philip Deneau.
They do have good pieces like Suzuki and Caulfield, but I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they have enough. We'll say.
Caulfield could score 100 goals, and they could still miss the playoffs this year.
Yeah. Like, the way I looked at the Kotkaniemi offer sheet situation is if they never let him go and they kept him, Montreal would have been saying, "Oh well, man, look at that upside. Look at this upside. This guy can score. He's number 3 overall pick." But I mean, they let him go, and now the narrative is, I mean, he's a bum. Dvorak's better, pretty much. So I don't know.
Dvorak's good, but I mean, that's just another penalty killer.
I think it's a mistake. Yeah.
Really, I think he's good. I think he's going to play a good role, but he's going to get too many minutes in Montreal for what he was doing in Arizona. I mean, great penalty killer, and he can chip in on the points, but I mean, all your scoring is still up in the air except for Caulfield.
Yeah, and Kotkaniemi goes to Carolina now. They're playing with the Finns. They got Aho, Teravainen. I think he's a Finn. So I mean, he's gonna do really good there. So it's gonna be nice to watch a couple of those games. And 7th, sorry, buddy, Detroit. I mean, they're getting better.
Better than Nate. Let's go.
They're getting better.
They're getting
being ahead of Buffalo again. It's not saying much, but they're still getting better. I mean, Nick Leddy's a stud.
yeah. And buddy, Stevie Y has robbed every single person in this league.
They get
every single GM. When Stevie Y calls you, they must just start sweating like he knows something we don't. Like, this is tough. Like, like we're just gonna get ripped off right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I know he's a great GM, and they got Sauter coming in, and they got Raymond, and who else? Edvinson's there. He's probably gonna play another year.
Sweden, I don't think. And Lucas Raymond, I don't think he's gonna make the roster. I think they might.
He might not
try to convince him to.
I think Zadina's gonna get
something.
Zadina's gonna get a good look this year, and he's probably gonna. If there's a year he's gonna get a lot of points, I feel like this year is his time to show. He can get 20, 30 goals a year.
Yeah, for sure. His scoring dropped since he's got drafted. I think he's going to be a good 2-way playmaker now, or one of those types. I don't think he's going to be relied on too heavily for the scoring.
I don't like to. I'd be too afraid to judge anything like that yet.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
I don't like. I'm probably 24. You got a good idea of what you got, but I mean, sometimes it takes, especially being from, overseas and stuff too. I mean, he played in the queue, I think, but I mean,
Yeah, he
it
played
just
with
takes a while.
Halifax.
Takes a while to get used to it.
Yeah, that's true. Who do you got at 8, buddy? I really want to know. I'm curious.
I got the absolute worst franchise in league history.
What a bunch of fucking bums. They should be called the Buffalo Bums. Holy
bottom of the
shit.
barrel. Yeah. What do they have? Who's their first line center? Because it's not Jack Eichel because he wants surgery and he's not showing up. Casey Middlestat.
Middlestat probably.
Yeah, so I mean, that shows you where they're going to be in the standings. Not very fucking high. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like 30. I don't know. I don't even know if you can get lower than 32nd. You can't, but if you could, I think Buffalo would be there.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, some of the AHL teams might pass them.
And I feel bad for Darlene, man, because, I mean, so much hype and going into his rookie season, so much hype. And I feel like it's just going to be one of those situations where everything he had going for him is going to be just the flame's going to go out in Buffalo. And the time he goes to somewhere else, let's say 3 or 4 years in a row, he goes to Winnipeg. He's going to be like, 24, 25. And it's so much harder to gain traction then.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be a Patrick Laine situation.
Yeah.
He's just not going to get what he wanted.
Worse, probably.
Worse.
But
I mean, he had one of the worst plus minuses in the league last year.
You can't blame Owen Power for wanting to stay in Michigan.
No, God, no. They got a powerhouse in Michigan.
But one of my favorite players in the league is on that team. I'm going to say it. Dylan Cousins. He's a fucking horse.
Yeah.
And I think he's the future captain of that team. I think he's captain material, man.
Yeah, he'll fight. He's a strong leader, man.
He'll score. He'll pass. He'll fucking kill penalties. He'll get on the power play. Literally anything in the game you want him to do. He'd probably sit on the bench and coach, or he'd probably fill up the water bottles. Just go does everything. Dylan Cousins is a monster, so yeah.
No, he's a great player. I love him. I love watching him for Canada.
That's my thoughts
on the World Juniors.
Yeah. He's good, man. He's really good.
Yeah. My Atlantic rankings weren't too far off. If we switched Toronto and Boston, I had Florida at 1, just because I like the piece they brought in. I like Stan Bennett edition. I think
Reinhart too.
Reinhart too. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Jeez, that's a good look.
Oh my God, they don't. That's everybody. That's the top 3 from the friggin' 2014 draft, isn't it? Ekblad, Sam Reinhart, and Sam Bennett.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh my God, what a job they got done there.
Florida's a tank. They're the hockey tank.
Just trade everybody and get the entire first round on that team.
This year, Florida's a hockey tank.
Yeah, I think so too. They are a hockey tank, buddy.
Yeah.
They are going to destroy the league, I think.
Knight and net too. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
and
man.
Bob.
And good old Sergey on the bench. Fuck, man. $10 million. $10 million man between the pipes there. Yeah, so Florida and then Tampa Bay. I have Toronto just over Boston because I think Boston lost a bit too much.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Boston,
I feel like that could go either way.
David Krejci, I mean, you got Charlie Coyle there in top 6. Like I think Trent Frederick is actually going to take that spot in Boston on second line.
I hope so, but I wouldn't put money on it. You kind of want a bit of insurance there, especially if it's your second line center position.
I put my fucking house on it, buddy. Trent Frederick, I'm calling it.
They should trade for Kadri.
Sick year. Yeah,
because he tries to put a guy in Boston head first in the boards every playoffs. Just about trade for him so he can't do it.
Yeah, might as well just get it out of his system in fucking practice or warm-ups, so he won't have to get suspended. Toronto at 3, Boston at 4, Ottawa 5, Montreal at 6, Detroit at 7, and Buffalo at the.
That's very similar. I think there's one altercation between our rankings.
That's not bad.
Switch.
And you think like I was. I thought for sure you were going to have Tampa Bay ahead of Florida.
No, man. Florida almost beat them last year, man, as far as I'm concerned. I thought
that was a 6 series, and I like the whole like interstate kind of.
Yeah, that's a good rivalry. Battle Florida. Or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I thought it was great. That was a great series. That was my favorite series of the first round, actually.
I think so too. That was awesome. I like watching that one. Anyway, on to the Metro. So I'm going to read you the teams in alphabetical order, and you're going to give me your thoughts and your rankings. So in the Metropolitan, we have Carolina, Columbus, New Jersey Devils, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Washington. What are your thoughts, buddy?
I got Washington 1, man, because do they really add stuff in the offseason? Not really, but do they really lose stuff? Not really. That's my opinion on it. So
yeah,
and they show up every year, and I don't know. I just got a feeling Washington's going to have a good year. I'm not saying they're going to win the cup or anything or go on a run, but I don't know. They just put up points. I mean, Oshie. I mean, he's getting older, but he still puts up his fair share of points. Lars Eller's actually like really good. Nobody talks about him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's really good, and I just think they got a good team. John Carlson's really good defenseman. He starts every year really, really hot, but he kind of slows down at the end. Like it could be first 3 weeks of the season, John Carlson's leading the fucking league in scoring. But
yeah, it seems like every year we're going, holy shit, John Carlson's gonna win the Norris.
And then fucking time playoffs roll around, you just forget who that goes. You're watching the game, it's like, who the fuck's Carlson?
Who the fuck's that 74 out on the ice?
Yeah, but Washington's gonna be good. I think I got him first, anyways.
All right, I like that pick. Who's your second?
Second, I got the Isles because I mean, they got one of the best coaches in the game.
The best, I think, in my opinion.
And they play the most boring hockey, so they got guys skating past them, yawning. I mean, like, fuck, it's effective and boring, and it is what it is. And I think they're a really good team. And they got Zach Parise signed technically now, as far as I know. I mean, I don't know if there's a number on it yet, but I think they're going to look good. And they turned goalies into gold.
Yeah, they do.
Lately, so
Varlamov was a fucking bum, buddy, and then he went.
He was a bum, yeah. He was on the street begging for change.
Island? Yeah, exactly. He was outside the Coliseum.
He was picking up loonies outside the fucking outside Colorado Stadium. Yeah,
buddy, he was going to the drive-thru, not ordering anything, getting ice waters and picking up the change people dropped.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing.
He'd go into Tim Hortons and somebody'd buy his coffee ahead of him, and he'd be fucking crying.
That's right. Yeah, and then he'd have to buy the person behind him. He'd be fucking sweating. He'd just
be sweating, waiting for the order.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's a pretty good goalie now. He was always decent, but that's who I got second. I think they're going to be good. So, and
number 3, buddy.
Third is Pittsburgh because kind of like Washington and kind of like the New York Islanders, they're just a good hockey team. You got Pitt as long as you got Crosby and Malkin in Pittsburgh and Letang.
Yeah. Both going to miss the first couple weeks of the season, though.
Probably, but, I mean, Gensel's a stud, too. So, I mean, Pittsburgh shows up every year. They got a really good coach, Mike Sullivan, too. I think he's probably one of the better coaches in the game. He's a coach for USA in the Olympics, I believe.
Yeah, he is. I've seen that. Let me ask you this now. A situation where Crosby and Malkin can't play the first, I don't know, say 2 or 3 weeks of the season. Who the fuck is your 1 and 2 punch the Pittsburgh Penguins on that team right now? I mean, Jared McCann. Did he? Jared
McCann.
Gone.
He's in Seattle.
Yeah, he's in Seattle.
Teddy Bluger.
I
don't even know who plays third line center for them now, off the top of my head. Jeff Carter.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I thought he was a winger. He was a winger in
I think he plays
LA.
Center mostly,
but I think he was center, too, in Philadelphia.
He's a pretty experienced guy, but you don't want Jeff Carter and Teddy Bluger as your 1-2 punch.
No.
Let's hope that doesn't happen to Pittsburgh because as much as they win cups and piss people off, I actually kind of like him. So
do I.
I don't know. And then Tristan Jarry took a lot of heat for his performance in the playoffs, and I was watching those games, and I was kind of sitting there on my couch saying, like, wow, he's fucking terrible. But he actually had really good numbers this regular season as far as I know. So
yeah,
they trust him. They have a bounce back. So I think
it's pretty easy to sit on your fucking couch in an outline of crumbs, calling people bums like we do. But it's probably a lot harder to play a Stanley Cup.
I would say,
game.
I would. Yeah.
All right, buddy. Number 4. Who is getting into the playoffs?
Philly.
Okay. What's your reason?
Philly making it again because they miss the playoffs and then they make the playoffs and then they miss the
playoffs. True, they are like that. Yeah.
So
they're the Jeff Skinner equivalent of a team.
I think one of the better moves this offseason that nobody's really talking about, that I think is probably one of the top 3 moves this offseason, is probably getting Ryan Ellis in Philadelphia. He's a really good blue liner.
I mean, the fact that they just had to give up Nolan Patrick, which too bad for injuries, man, because I think that guy should have went first instead of Heischer.
Yeah. But now looking back on it, you probably think, well, Kel McCarr probably should have went first in that draft.
Yeah, that's right. Hindsight's always 20/20.
But no, I think Philadelphia, I mean, it seems like they always got good depth and they always got another rookie coming up. They always draft well, and they just got a lot of depth. Voracek's gone. They got Atkinson. So maybe Atkinson plays at top 6 and finds some of that scoring touch he had a few years ago. Maybe puts up 30. So I think
I can't really get over that trade. Why the hell did that trade happen? That was such a useless trade. I guess Voracek
a bum for a bum.
Yeah. I like Voracek. He was one of my favorite players.
Yeah. He was good back in like 96 or something. But I mean,
Yeah.
He's getting up there now. So,
All right, buddy.
Fifth.
Who's your fifth?
Fifth, I have Gerard Gallant's Rangers because I think he's a really good coach, and I think he's going to push them over the edge. I don't think Quinn, the coach before, I think it's David Quinn. I don't think he utilized the rookies enough. I mean, you got Kako second overall. You got not Hughes, Lafreniere first.
Mm-hmm.
You got Kravtsov. I believe he was like top 15 pick a few years ago. You got so many good prospects in New York. They got one of the best prospect systems in the league, and the guys are putting up 16 points a year and over like 82 game schedule. It's not good enough. I think Gallant's going to change that, and I think they're going to have a really good look this year making the playoffs. But I don't see them making it because I think maybe they need a few years to just grow and give Lafreniere till his entry level's over, and maybe he's a 60, 70 point guy because I think he can do that.
Buddy, the number one thing in hockey that pisses me off is when rookies come in and people are like, this guy's shit. Like, buddy, this guy's 18 years old playing against people who's been in the league for 10 years or more.
Yeah.
Like,
people
I don't know. I hate that. They said it about fucking Jack Hughes. They said it about Alexei. Fucking give the guy a chance, man. Kid's 18 years old going from the CHL.
Yeah, it's not
It'd be
fair.
different if he was in the SHL or something.
Especially
putting up numbers.
A lot of things I don't think people look at. I mean, it's a dude's 18 or 19. He's moving to New York City, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big culture shock too, right? So
I mean, he probably don't even have time for hockey. His Tinder's probably blowing up. He's probably getting that much tail out there.
He is
walking around the streets, man. I mean, he can't even focus on hockey. The young man's brain is just overloaded with serotonin.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it's a big life change, and the pressure too. I mean, it probably affects him a lot. So I think they're going to do good. They're going to get close. Next year, they'll probably make the playoffs. Philadelphia will probably be out again, and then next year, Philadelphia will be in again. But anyways.
Yeah. I never thought about that when I was putting together my list. That's a good point.
Yeah. So.
Hey, buddy. Who do you got at 6?
6, sadly, I have the Carolina Hurricanes dropping out of the playoffs, and I don't like to say this because I think Svechnikov is probably going to be one of the best players in the league in a few years. I actually think he's a really good player, and Aho is like a fucking
Aho's going to pop off this year.
Yeah.
Like he did sick last year, but this
year. They got a really good core, and, I think they lost a lot on defense. I don't think Tony DeAngelo's going to solve any problems. I think he's probably going to create problems.
That's true.
I don't know. I think they lost, and they traded out their goalies. I mean, Mrazek and Ned's gone. Mrazek to Toronto and Ned to Detroit. Absolute steal.
Let's fucking go.
Absolute steal. So, I don't know. I just think there's going to be a big shakeup in the locker room probably, and that's probably going to lead to, I don't know, probably just
their forward core pretty much stayed the same. But yeah, you're right with Dougie Hamilton leaving, and
it's just a bit of a shakeup. You get 2 different goalies. I don't know. It just seems a bit too good to be true, I think.
I can't remember the last time a team absolutely blew up their goalie tandem like that.
But
I mean, look who they're getting back. They got Anderson and Antti Raanta.
Yeah.
So
those are 2 good goalies, I think.
Those are 2 starters.
Yeah. So, but I mean, again, they're both goalies who get injured. So if one gets injured, well,
that's true.
Both may get injured. Then who do you have? I don't even know who's in the minors from, but
you know who they're gonna have? 43-year-old Zamboni drivers. Who they're gonna fucking have?
Probably David Ayres. Yeah.
Yes, get David Ayres back. They should just sign him to an ELC right now.
Honestly, we sign him, put him in AHL.
Yeah.
Bring him on the road trips.
Exactly.
Put him as 3rd string goalie in the AHL. So, but no, they're gonna drop back, I think, unfortunately, and I think they got one of the best forward groups in the league.
I think they did too.
That was a tough decision for me to make, but I made it.
Fair enough. You heard it here. Fuck, can't talk. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Carolina at 6. Who do you got at 7?
I got the rising New Jersey Devils, who signed Dougie Hamilton to a load of pennies.
Yeah.
And I don't think Dougie Hamilton would have signed there if he didn't think the team was going to be good in a few years.
That's true.
So, I mean, Jack Hughes, Nico.
What the fuck is up with Dougie Hamilton getting traded?
I don't know.
Everywhere.
Man,
he's the new Yager. He's going to go every single club.
Yeah, he's NHL.
Maybe he's just doing it for spite. Maybe he's just, I'm going to be on every NHL team before I retire.
He was in Boston.
Boston,
Calgary.
and then he went to
Calgary,
then Carolina,
and
then New Jersey.
So yeah, but they got a good.
He's just making his rounds. Prospects. He's just checking out every city.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say about New Jersey is a lot of good prospects.
Oh, great scores! They got Holtz. They got
Mercer's like going to be a really good third line player. I think he's going to be a really good two-way player. First
I
line
would say
penalty kill.
I'd say he's somewhere in the middle six.
Yeah,
I'd say he's not a first liner, but he's definitely not a fourth liner.
Newfie, so
Noof, let's go.
He's gonna help him, I think. And they got Shakir Muka Hamadulin or whatever, who the fuck they drafted in the first round.
Yes, sir.
And who'd they draft this year? Was it Holtz?
No, Holtz went and Jack Hughes.
I don't know who they drafted.
They got a defenseman. They got Luke Hughes.
Yes, man. So they got the Hughes brothers and Jack
Luke
Hughes
is playing with Subban, probably.
Yeah.
No.
So
couple
not
years.
This year. He's in Michigan. So
yeah, Subban on a contract year. Maybe he'll.
Yeah, exactly. Contract year for Subban. He'll probably put up 60 points to another $9 million for 6 years or something.
Yeah, so, probably. But if he gets any more than $4 million a year, I don't know. And I'm saying that because defensemen get paid nowadays.
I would really enjoy.
He hasn't earned $4 million, but he's going to get $4 million because he's
because of
a great personality and the name. And I mean, you put that on the back of a jersey and it's going to sell tickets.
I'd like to see him go to Toronto actually next year. I think that'd be cool.
Hometown boy, go back with Tavares.
Yeah, exactly. PJ picture on Twitter.
He's gonna end up signing a very small contract with Tampa Bay, I think.
Yeah, that would.
I think that'd be a great fit because Shattenkirk is probably on the way out soon.
He's in Anaheim.
Jesus Christ, faster than I thought. Man. Yeah. So I mean, they got holes to fill on the right side.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Subban can fill that easy.
Anyways, point trying to make is New Jersey. New Jersey's going to be good. 8?
At 8.
Unfortunately, I have Columbus, and I don't really like predicting Columbus to go 8 because they're a sub team that you predict them to go 8, they're going to get 3rd. True. I think the coaching change is probably going to have them doing a different play style. They're probably not going to play like Tortorella.
Yeah, they're going to utilize their offense now.
I feel like it's more than that. I think it's just the atmosphere in the team. If you're a Blue Jacket, you go in and you don't count yourself out of any game. I think that's just the atmosphere in the group.
Yeah, great fans too.
Yeah, I'd love to play in Columbus. I don't know why everybody fucking leaves. If I was an NHL player and I got drafted by Columbus, I don't know if I'd ever want to leave. Yeah, I think Columbus is a really cool place. Nice city too, as far as I know. Seen pictures.
I've never been there, but I'll take.
No, I've never been there, but I've seen pictures and stuff, and it seems like a nice spot. So.
I've heard the exact opposite, actually. I heard Ohio is an absolute shithole. Really? I heard it's the armpit of the fucking United States.
I've seen nice pictures. I think the city looks nice, but you're probably right. I mean,
I think they keep scaring everybody off with that fucking cannon, man. You'd be watching a Blue Jackets game. And I mean, I'd say a lot of people got skid marks in their underwear coming home.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Especially if you're like top row, like got your tickets for $15 and you're ahead of the cannon.
Yeah. I mean, imagine going to a hockey game as a blind man and you got your someone in your ear telling you transcribing the game, and all of a sudden I don't know, you can't see nothing, but it's like they scored and then this fucking cannon goes off, buddy. I'd be shitting bricks.
Yeah, big time. Anyways, that's my
think they lost. They lost a lot though, and not even just head coach. Like
I think they got a lot back for the future. I mean, the fact they got Boquist back for Seth Jones, I think
holy fuck,
amazing.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, no.
They got first round. They got Cole Sillinger and Kent Johnson. So I think
never mind. Talking out of it. I'm on the Columbus train now.
Yeah, man. Give them 3 or 4 years
now. Columbus.
Yeah, they're gonna be good. I think.
I can't wait to see Kent Johnson. I wanted him in Detroit so fucking bad, and I wanted Zegras in Detroit too, and we missed him. But I believe in Stevie Y, and every time I call Stevie Y, call it one of his trades or moves or anything like that, it always blows up. So. Buddy, I was screaming at the TV when I drafted Sutter. I was like, who the fuck is Cedar? What the fuck's a Cedar? Defenseman from Germany, yes, bye.
Yeah.
But all things point to him being fucking sick.
And if Columbus finishes 8 this year, they're probably gonna have a lottery pick. I mean, they will have a lottery pick, and I think one more top 5 player in the draft for Columbus could mean a lot, you know.
Yeah.
For that group, and if they win the lottery and get a guy like Shane Wright or or Brad Lambert, I think it's another top prospect that could do. Like, I think it would be Brad Lambert because he's Finnish and
I think so too.
So
I think he fits in there better than.
Yeah, that'd be unbelievable if they can do that.
True. Our rankings differ, and honestly, I thought this was the hardest division when we were ranking them.
This is the toughest division.
This is so tough because you look at like your bottom four. I mean, they could all be playoff teams if they get the right bounces and stuff like that. So it's crazy. But at one, I had Carolina just because I think I know what a change, eh?
Yeah.
Fuck. So yeah, I had Carolina just because I think their offense is too good.
I still think they got a great forward core, amazing forward core,
and I think they have deep enough defense. Like
they do.
Losing Dougie Hamilton and who went to Seattle? Defenseman.
I think they got Morgan Fleury.
Hayden Fleury went there.
Hayden Fleury was Anaheim.
Okay, then what's the other Fleury? What's the other?
Kale Fleury is Montreal. They lost Morgan Geekie, I think.
Did they?
Yeah, but anyways, Carolina's defense isn't as good, but they still got Slavin and Pesci, I think. So
yeah, and Jake Bean's coming up. He's supposed to be good. He'll fit in the top 6 somewhere. He won't be an extra. And I mean, defensemen, you can always trade or I don't know for a 7th or something just to solidify. But I always thought Carolina had great defense anyway.
I don't think Carolina's going to be bad. I just can't. I feel like it's one of those years. I don't know.
You're right. Like blowing up that tandem between the pipes, like that's crazy. I've never heard of a team doing that. Trading 2 starters for 2 starters.
Yeah, definitely. So
or like moving them anyway. Yeah, and then at 2, I think Washington. So we weren't too far off there.
No,
I think Washington's gonna be real good. I think Anthony Manta's gonna come in and have a huge year, and all the best for Manta and the Washington Capitals. And yeah, I mean, any time you got Ovi and Ovi's chasing that record now, Gretzky's record, so he's probably gonna put up close to 50 again this year.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he got 50.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is at 3 for me, just because you never bet against Crosby. It's the same thing. You never bet against Michael Jordan. You never bet against Tiger Woods. And you never get bet against Sidney Crosby. New York Islanders are going to get into the playoffs. I had them at 4 just because I think it's way too good of a coaching system and a play style, and they're way too solid all around not to get into the playoffs. They could easily be 1 to 4. They could. I don't know, but I definitely got them making playoffs.
Pulock and Pelech.
Pulock and Pelech. Yeah, they're beauties. They're I never seen it until this season. Everybody was not everybody, but a lot of like hockey minds were saying like Pulock and Pelech are sick defensemen. I couldn't see it. I was like fucking bums. Like I don't even know them, but they play really good together.
Yeah.
Philadelphia's at 5 for me, just because I think Hart's gonna have a sick year, but I mean that team. I don't know. I can't see that team beating
It's a tough division. I mean, you got to pick somebody to lose. Hard. You got to pick somebody to miss.
Right? I don't think Philadelphia can beat, I don't know, the top 4 teams here enough to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. New York Rangers at 6 for me just because they're, I don't know, not experienced enough. They're still too young. They're learning, though. I think Panarin's going to have a good year. And I think Zibanejad will obviously have a good year, but besides that, I don't see anybody really breaking out on that team. The defense are just all right for me. Adam Fox winning the Norris Trophy winner is fucked. Like how? Like that's crazy. But
Carolina draft
I think
pick, isn't he?
Yeah,
or Calgary, something like that.
Yeah, you're right. Fox went to
Calgary.
Yeah.
Then Carolina, and then he wouldn't sign in Carolina, so he went to New York.
He knows what he wants. What he wants.
Yeah.
I mean, Carolina at that point had too good of defense, though. I wouldn't have signed there either if I was him. He knew what he wanted, and he got it.
Worked out.
Yeah. New Jersey at 7 for me. I think they got really good defense. I think Blackwood is a really underrated goalie.
Oh, man. He's the future Canadian Olympic goalie. He's really good.
Yeah. I even liked him when he was playing in the OHL. I used to draft him all the time. And
in NHL. Me too.
NHL games.
Every game, every franchise mode, I draft Blackwood.
Same. Yeah. And I mean, in those games, he wasn't elite, but he started goalie. He'd get up to 84 overall. I like that.
Definitely.
Yeah. Columbus at 8. Honestly, you kind of talked me out of it. I said, man, Columbus is shit. They don't got no one. They traded Seth Jones, but you got me back on the train. What a spot. You got to train your cat, get your beer.
Yeah, I do, man. I had to get a beer. Sorry for messing up camera.
No worries, man. I might crack open that bottle of wine. I got nothing to drink it out of, though. I might just drink it from the bottle. All right. Central Division, buddy. Nice. We'll get that sponsorship one of these days.
I hope so. I get the hottest cat from the captain.
How to Captain Cat. Central Division. So, in alphabetical order, I'm going to read you the teams. You give me your rankings and thoughts. So, Arizona, Chicago, Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, Nashville, St. Louis, and Winnipeg. Where do you rank them, buddy? Who's at one? Arizona, maybe?
Close. Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you probably got Colorado 1 too.
Hey, I'm playing poker here. I'm not giving out any of my cards too early.
How do you not have him 1? I mean, McKinnon, he's going to – I watched him play for Team North America, and I think that was the first time I really paid attention to him playing, honestly. I think that was a few years ago now. But
yeah, that was in 2017.
I was like, man, this guy is unreal, man. Like, he was wheeling past guys, making them look stupid, man. I think they played Sweden or Team Europe.
No, it was Europe. Lundqvist was in net.
That goal he got?
Yeah, that goal. He's sticking like 13 times from the hash marks to the back of the net. It was nuts.
He's an unreal player. And
for my money, quickest hands in the league. I think he's got
and
McDavid,
tough, man,
maybe.
hard. Like, it seems like his shot is so like, I don't know. It's just a power behind it. And power in his stride. I mean, he's an unbelievable hockey player. And not just that, they got probably the best top 3 defensemen in the league with Makar. He never came out of nowhere, but I mean, he played. I think he started in the playoffs that year, played like a few playoff games, and then the next year he just blew it up. So he's unreal. They got Rantanen, Landeskog, great leader, great hockey player. Rantanen's kind of that powerful player too. Powerful stride, big guy. Tough. So
I like his shot.
Tough forwards to play against, and they got a really underrated defense core, I think, too. And they got.
I think so too. They lost Timmins to New Jersey, but
they lost Graves too because they had to get Kemper in net because Grubauer left.
Yeah,
that's the only question I have with this group is Kemper in net. Is he going to put up the numbers he put up in Arizona? He should, by all accounts, because he's on a way better fucking team. But you don't know. Sometimes you don't know.
Grubauer wasn't the best goalie either. But I had him in fantasy, buddy. I know, like, there's some games, and I mean, this happened probably 6 times over the season. He got a shutout sometimes, but you look at the shots and he's like, he only fucking faced 11 shots. Like, my dog could have got a shutout. And then, like, other times, it was like 16 shots and 4 goals against. I'd be minus 10 already. I'd be fucking screaming, pissed off then. But
more of the story is they got a really good team. Gerard on defense. I got to stop naming players because there's too many good ones over here on my Newhook, Newfie. He's gonna. I think he's gonna. Yeah, he's gonna make his way in the top 6 this year.
I think so too. He's gonna be sick.
Wasn't he the?
6, make his way he was the best rookie or best player in the NCAA, wasn't he?
The Tim Taylor Award.
Yeah.
Best freshman, I think is. He's a really good player.
Nice. He's gonna be sick.
Yeah. And
who do you got it to, my buddy?
The Wild.
Oh, geez, you homer.
Good old boys.
Yeah.
Kaprizov is going to sign. I'm thinking 9 mil for 5 years. That's what my guess is. No, he never.
Did it?
No, he never.
I'm pretty sure. Yes, man. We were talking about it in the group chat. We were saying, man, I can't believe someone who has one good year gets all this money.
No, he never signed, though. That's just a rumor of the money he was going to get.
Oh, okay, yeah.
As far as I know, I've been following pretty close, waiting for the deal to pop off. And hasn't happened yet, but he's going to sign and he's going to lead the team. I think Minnesota has the most underrated defense core in the league by far. I think Jared Spurgeon is underrated so much, it's a fucking crime. I think Jonas Brodin is underrated so much, it's a fucking crime.
I like Brodin.
They got a really good defense core, and they got some guys who are starting to make solid, starting to become solid NHL players. They got Eriksson, Greenway, and then they got a guy like Foligno too, who's a leader, hard to play against, shows up every shift. They just got a really good group, and
Pride of Norway, Zuccarello.
Yeah, I mean he plays really good with Kaprizov, so
yeah, he do. They're both really good fast.
That's a really good team.
They're both great skaters,
and I think they're an underrated team. You don't look at them; you look at them on paper, and you're like, well, they got a scoring Russian. What else do they have? But they got a lot. Cam Talbot's a really good goalie. I mean, nobody talks about him. He had great numbers last year. They got Kakkonen, the backup. I think
Kakkonen's sick.
Yeah, and they got.
I'm surprised Seattle never took Kakkonen, but I mean, they already had Drieger, and they already got so many other goalies. So
beyond their 2 NHL goalies, they got Hunter Jones, who's supposed to be very good, and they got Wallstedt, who they absolutely robbed this year's NHL
that is
draft.
nuts how he dropped that far. I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, so, and they draft good too. I mean, they got guys like Ron O'Rourke, defense, Damon Hunt, defense prospect. They got 4 prospects, Rossi, Boldy. You were talking to me before, and you said you don't know if Matt Boldy's going to make it.
No, I don't
much.
think so.
But
I haven't seen him play in a while.
I think it's too early.
It is, yeah, but I don't know.
Think that's a fair assessment.
That's true. Yeah. The skating is a big question for me, and I haven't seen him play lately. I don't know where he plays.
The thing that I don't know is Rossi going to make this team because he missed a full year of development because of COVID?
Yeah.
That kind of sucks for him, but I think Minnesota's a solid team all around. So that's my prediction.
For sure. Who's at 3?
I had Jets, good old Blake Wheeler, probably going to get 80 points, and then everybody's going to say, well, he's going to drop off next year, but he's not going to drop off.
Yeah, one player that I think is going to put up really good stats is I think Scheifele. He's going to have 30 goals. I think he's going to have 40 assists, and I think he'll get up to 5 headshots this year. Like he was just getting started with Jake Evans. He's got to get those numbers up there in headshots.
He's Tom Wilson Jr.
Oh, he's in the making, yeah.
Wilson in the making.
No, seriously though, that top line of Connor, Wheeler, and Scheifele is sick.
Yeah. I don't know if Stastny re-signed there or not, actually. So I don't know what their center.
Stastny. Yeah, me neither, buddy.
I think a low-key addition to a team that nobody really talks about is Winnipeg getting Nate Schmidt. I think he's a really good defenseman, and I think
he is not underrated, buddy. He's sick. Yeah, he was sick in Vegas. Went to Vancouver, did all right. Like was a great top 4 defenseman, and now he's on the Jets, and he's going to do great there. I think too.
I just don't see anybody talking about that move, and I think Winnipeg did really good there. And I think they got Hellebuck, one of the best goalies in the league. So I think it's just going to be easy ride to the playoffs. But when they get there, I don't know what they're going to do. But I got them going 3rd because I think they're a really good team, kind of like Minnesota. You know, you expect it for them to be pretty good. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. 4. What do you got?
I got with the return of Tyler Seguin, I got the Dallas Stars at 4th. They're getting old. I give it 2 years, and this forward core is just like fucking in the old age home. I mean, Radulov, he looks like he fought in World War II. Have you seen a guy?
I mean, that guy might be the ugliest NHL player there is. Like, you don't get a lot of. You know, when you get ugly hockey players is when they come from Russia. Russia produces some motley-looking fellas, I must say.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying, like, look at me. Like, Canadians aren't all good-looking, but that guy, holy fuck. That guy's an ugly guy.
But, you know, they got a good enough defense core to make the playoffs. And I think Tyler Seguin, man, you lose a lot of scoring. I mean, Tyler Seguin's not a top 10 forward in the league by no means. I wouldn't even call him top 20. But, you know, he adds a lot to a group, especially in the center position. So, and Nick Robertson. What's his name? Robertson, his brother. Fuck. It's not Nick. It's what Jesus. Is it?
He was up for the Calder. Jason.
He's really good, man.
And he is. Yeah, he's sick.
So they got a few good pieces. Rope Hintz is good, and you know, they're just gonna be one of those teams that make the playoffs. And it's kind of like when they made the finals. It's like they could have made the finals that year, or they also could have lost in 6 games in the first round. It goes either way, right? So
yeah, Suter in your top 6 too from Minnesota. That's an unreal.
Yeah, he's a really good defenseman. I was kind of upset that they bought him out, but I know why they did.
Yeah. They need money right now. It might hurt them over the long run, but they freed up a lot of cap with those 2 guys gone.
Yeah, definitely.
Who do you got at 5, buddy?
I have what I think falling St. Louis Blues. Tarasenko requested a trade. He doesn't want to play there. I don't know if that is going to make him a better hockey player or worse hockey player. If he doesn't want to be there, maybe he doesn't really give a shit. But if he wants to get out, maybe he plays really good. So they can trade him because he'll gain some value.
Yeah, for sure.
Jordan Kyrou, Ron O'Reilly, David Perron. I mean, Robert Thomas. Pretty like it's a solid hockey team, but I just got a feeling kind of like with Carolina. I mean, it's a good hockey team, but somebody's got to get out. And for my prediction, I went with St. Louis. I think Bennington He's a good goalie, but I don't know.
I always thought he was overrated.
I think the same thing. I don't think he's going to be a good goalie for very long.
No, me neither.
But I got him losing that in the playoffs because, somebody got to lose. And
yeah, that's right. Who's at 6?
Unfortunately, Caleb. I put Chicago at 6, and I really wanted to put them at 4th, but I didn't really think I don't know, something about Dallas and St. Louis. I think they're going to be ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, Fleury's going to be pissed off like he should be the way he exited Vegas. That's a joke. I used to love Vegas, but now I got, like, beef against him.
Yeah, I know. I got a weird feeling in me, too, Vegas. I don't know.
I still like him, but I cheer for
I still want him to win a cup just because it'd be sick to have an expansion team and stuff, but the longer they wait, the more the kind of novelty of it's wearing off on me. And doing that to Fleury, like, that's just disrespect on a legend.
Oh, yeah, disrespect, complete disrespect. I think he's going to be pissed off. I think he's going to play well. And, they got Seth Jones, Caleb Jones. They got Tyler Johnson up front. And they got good players like DeBrincat and Kane and Strome.
Yeah. And DeBrincat and Kane is I don't know how many more times I'm going to say fucking sick, but is fucking sick. Like, having those two players. Yeah.
They're good players, and I just think they're missing something, honestly. I don't know what it is, but I just think.
Be a suitor.
Yeah. I mean, Osterman robbed them.
Let's go.
Well, he just took it for free and for agency, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think they're missing something, and I don't know if Taves is going to play or not. There's something there, too.
Yeah, true. Kirby Doc's going to have a good year.
Yeah, Doc, I forgot.
Great year.
Good.
He's kind of like Cousins. Team, man. Yeah. I like him like I like Cousins. Just leadership, strong Canadian boy.
Yeah, Chicago strikes me as weird, though, because it's like, all right, we're going to go on a rebuild, but then they got 3 years into the rebuild, and, like, we got no patience signing guys big money deals.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like their team's really old, and their team's really young. So.
Yeah, and they just traded Keith out, too. It was like, all right, boys, tear it all down, and then bring it in friggin'.
So, I don't know what to think of them. I think they're missing a piece. Maybe a couple years. Give it, like, but, you look at it that way, too, and you're going to say, give it a couple years. Kane's, like, fucking ancient then, so.
Yeah, but he's
I don't know
probably still going to be scoring, like, 60 points a year.
Because they rushed out of the rebuild, I think it's going to hurt them in the future, because I think when the guys who are older, like Kane and Taves and, do retire, they're going to miss them a lot, and they're not going to have anybody to replace them with because they're kind of middle of the pack.
So. You mark my words, buddy. The thing that ruined this rebuild was the Seth Jones trade. Losing out on a first, a couple seconds, and Boquist, like, that could ruin a rebuild pretty quick.
Yeah, so it's risky. Stan Bowman, I think he's a garbage general manager. But
he's made good moves, but I mean, his bad moves are real bad.
Yeah, the good's good, the bad's bad. So
the bad is real bad, and the good is only all right.
But again, Chicago's a team. If they make the playoffs, they could probably go on a run. So.
Yeah, for sure. They got still a lot of leadership, and I don't know.
It's Cat.
Hey, Cat. Get up there. Yes, sir. What a jump. Right. Who do you got at 7, buddy?
David Poyle's Nashville. What is Nashville? I don't know. A team who signs centers who can score 20 goals to $9 million contracts.
Yeah, they got 2 of those.
So I don't know. I think he makes some really bad signings, but I think he drafts really good players. So I don't know. It's just kind of mediocre in Nashville now. They went on that good run. I thought they were going to be a contender for a while. They won the President's Trophy too, I believe.
Yeah. But they only just lost to Pittsburgh in 2016.
Yeah, they lost what they had, and now it's just kind of like St. Louis was for years. You remember when St. Louis was just like, before they won that cup, it was like, let's say it's 2017 or 16. You look at St. Louis, it's just like, yeah, we'll finish 14th every year. We'll lose in the first or second round.
Yeah,
I feel like that's where Nashville is now.
Nashville reminds me of a really watered down San Jose. How San Jose was always in the playoffs and always around.
And they made that one run too, back when they played Pittsburgh.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. I just see him as being good, but not good enough.
Yeah. And at 8.
And man, I love Arizona. So this sucks, but they're going new directions. John Shea got absolutely fucked up in the bum.
Oh man, that is fucked.
Because then you're like, you lose these first round picks, and now whoever the GM is now, I actually don't know his name honestly. You're kind of like, well, we got to find a way to get picks, so we got to trade assets to get picks. You trade out your captain. It's just a fucking state what's going on in Arizona. I think they have one of the most underrated defensemen in the league in Chychrun or Chychrun.
He had a great year.
Yeah, he's a good
Jacob
man.
Chychrun.
Yeah, so and a killer. I mean, I feel like he's gonna like break out soon. I don't know. I wouldn't give up on him yet.
No, me neither. Far from it.
But
I think Arizona, hot dog Phil Kessel though, he's definitely gonna get traded. There's no way he stays in Arizona.
Yeah, they have to retain some cap. No doubt about that. I don't think.
You know what? The thing I'm looking forward to the most in Arizona is seeing what kind of team they put on that ice in forwards wise, like Derek Stepan, Jay Beagle, like Louis Eriksson, like all these bad contracts. I want to see the dog shit team they can make up with those players. It's going to be fun to watch for that reason.
It's going to be fun to watch Jay Beagle play 19 minutes a night. Yeah, I must say.
It's going to be fun to watch them put an $80 million team on the ice, and all year they're probably going to score like 200 goals. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be something. But I mean, I like Arizona, and I just hope it all works out in the end, honestly. Because I think
it will. They've been smart. They've traded. I mean, to get a rebuild, I mean, you don't need players like OEL for a rebuild anyway. So I think they were smart in moving him for what they got back from Vancouver.
I'd be excited to see him make the playoffs, but I don't know, maybe a couple of years in a row, hopefully.
Oh, they're not making the playoffs. They're going to be the worst in the league. They're going to be worse than Buffalo this year.
Oh no, man! It's hard to be worse than Buffalo.
It's very hard, but they did it. I don't know how, but they accomplished it. They're going to be worse than Buffalo this year.
Who's their goalie? God, I don't even think their goalie is.
Buddy, they traded away a goalie to San Jose.
The San Jose goalie they got. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he played like several games for San Jose this year, and I think he's their 1-2 punch. Do they have Houghton too?
Oh yeah,
in Buffalo.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, you're right.
So I mean, I don't know.
I think that's their starter. And their backup's going to be Buddy from San Jose.
Great.
I mean, who's Buffalo's goalie?
Craig Anderson.
Holy.
And Alex Lyon, I think, Craig Anderson, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think Lyon's there. When are they going to put? I mean, you can't put Ukko-Pekka Luke in him.
Don't ruin his career.
No.
Just keep him in the minors till you're ready.
He's getting older though. He's probably getting like, boys, I kind of wants to play in the big boy league sometime soon. And Buffalo's like, fuck off. Like, you're not coming up. Yeah. Stay where you.
Yeah.
Must be hard. But anyway, that's Central. My picks for the Central they vary a little bit, but it wasn't like out of whack like in the Metro. Anyway, Colorado at 1, just because Joe Sakic, like, he doesn't lose trades. So he's like Yzerman. Anytime he makes a trade, like, I don't know.
Kind of, yeah.
You kind of know that it's going to work out somehow.
Yeah.
And just what you said, McKinnon is a beast. Makar is probably going to win the Norris this year.
Yeah. Good shot.
Yeah. Anyway, up next is Winnipeg, just because I don't know how good they can be and still not like be really good. You know what I mean? Like, They got great forwards, but it's just depth wise, they don't really have great depth, and same thing on their back end. But I mean,
somebody we forgot to mention earlier is Dubois, who's
talking about
stats today. So I mean, he could turn it around and have a good year.
Yeah, you're right. Yep, Dubois is probably going to have a good year, just because like it's hard to come in mid-season and when you're expected so much, right? Same thing with Laine in Columbus. Anyway, Winnipeg, and then I have Minnesota, and I know you'll like that at 3. I think they make the playoffs this year just because Pat Kirill is just sick. Good. And yeah, even with losing Suter, I think their defense is still above average in the league. And even without Parise, I still think they can find someone to fill that hole pretty easily.
Yeah.
I have Dallas making playoffs, just because.
So do we have the same 4 teams making the playoffs?
I think we do, just different order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Dallas, just because Sagan's going to be full year healthy now, and he's going to turn it on. I think their defense is sick. I think Heiskanen's going to have a really good year this year. And their goaltending, I mean, they got 4 starters. So, I mean, if one goalie's doing shit, take a seat. That goalie does shit. Fuck it, replace them both, you know? So I think that's all right.
Yeah.
At 5, I got St. Louis. I think they're just going to miss it. I don't know. I don't think St. Louis is a great team anymore. They lost their captain, Pietrangelo. I know they have Riley, but I keep underrating O'Reilly, actually. He's pretty sick.
He's a good hockey player, man, but
he's not
gonna lead a team to the playoffs himself.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows how to put pucks in net and trucks through Tim Horton drive-throughs.
Yes.
He fucking knows how to do those 2 things, buddy.
Captain.
Yeah. That's the only captain I'd want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. St. Louis always has good defense. And I don't think that changed since Petro left because they brought in Krug, but I don't know.
Last done, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a bad bounce. That's right.
That's why I had him out the playoffs, honestly.
Dunn is
Petro 1 year, Dunn 1 year. They got Krug, but I mean, Krug's not really good defenseman.
Yeah, I don't even know who the other top Parenko, I guess.
Carl Gunstrom retired. Not like he was the top defenseman, anyways. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Hey, he scored a big goal in the playoffs, and
he did. I watched that goal. I remember seeing. Yeah.
I remember watching the interview after too, and he's like, "Boys, give me one more chance. I need one more chance." And he got his chance, and he fucking put it in there because he hit the post. Yeah. Anyway. At 6, I have Nashville, just because I don't know. I think their forwards are not great, but they always have good defense, and I think that their goalie, what's his name? Such a miss. Come on. What's the Nashville's goalie?
Oh, Nashville Saros.
Yeah, I think Saros is gonna have a big year just because he's gotta play a bigger role, and I think they have sick defense. But their forwards, aren't doing what they're getting paid to do.
Questionable.
So as soon as Johansson and Duchesne turn it on, I think
they got Cody Glass coming in. Maybe he does something.
Oh yeah, that's right too. And I mean, if Nolan Patrick plays any games, that's just a bonus too. At 7, I have Chicago. Sorry, Caleb. I have him ranked 1 worse than Steve. Just because I don't think this rushed, I don't know, getting all these players together and just some cesspool of experience and talent is just going to win you games. I think they actually got to click. I think they actually got to play together for a while, learn to lose, and then win together. And I don't think they have a long enough timeline to make all these players gel or to at least give them a chance. But I mean, DeBrincat and Kane, like I was saying before, they can score goals. They know how to put the puck in the net. Yeah. They don't know how to put trucks through Tim Hortons, but I mean, not everybody can be blessed with that skill. That's what they're missing.
Maybe Tyler Johnson will do that.
Maybe. Hopefully. And then last is Arizona because they're a shit show. They're the joke of the league this year. They're worse than Buffalo. They're going to be.
Oh my God!
Don't the say bottom.
That. They got Andre Tournier behind the bench.
He's going to drag him in.
The guy who couldn't help Canada get a goal in the gold medal game.
I mean, not even Wayne Gretzky could help Arizona. He tried.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, bring Biz back, put him out there, let him, I don't know, bang around a bit, and we'll see.
Their luck's a bit unfortunate, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Jacob really fucked them over. Threw away their whole future.
They draft Miller.
Yeah.
The bully.
Yeah. No worse than Montreal.
I'm surprised they never. I wouldn't be surprised if they drafted that sex offender. What's his name? Logan Malieu.
Yeah, Montreal took him.
Oh yeah. No,
Montreal,
but I'm saying
sniped him. They were like, "Oh my God, we get a sex offender at 31st. Let's fucking go."
Probably could have got him in the 7th round. What a waste!
Probably, yeah. Jeez, that's like Columbus taking Chinikov. He's actually pretty sick. I heard.
He's pretty good though.
Yeah, but I mean, to the boys at the table during the draft are like, who the hell is this guy? We have no information on him.
Yeah, that's funny though.
Yeah.
So that's
my ranking for Central. Let's head over to the Pacific, buddy.
The last division.
I'll be more specific. Let's do the Pacific.
All right.
In alphabetical order now. I want to hear your rankings and your thoughts of the following teams: Anaheim, Calgary, Edmonton, Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Vancouver, and Vegas. Who's at top of the list, buddy? Who's finishing first in the Pacific?
Well, I picked the Golden Knights, even though I kind of soured on them because of what they did to Fleury. But I mean, they got a lot of depth, and I don't know, Theodore on the blue line, Pietrangelo. In net, they got Leonard and Brossoit. I think Brossoit's a good goalie, actually.
I think he is too.
Forward group, they got a really good forward group. I think they're missing a top line center, though. I think that's why they're in talks for Eichel. But
yeah, you're right.
Considering what they have, I think they're better than any other team in that division. I think this is the weakest division in the league by far.
I think so too. But yeah,
I think it's actually unbelievable how far.
Like when I look at the other list, I'm saying people at like rank 6 and 7 to me and you, like I don't know, they could make the playoffs if they turn it on. But like I'm looking at the bottom of the barrel here. I'm like, no, like they just don't have the power to will themselves in.
Yeah, I look at the 8th. I got at 8th in the Metro. I got Columbus. If Columbus is in the Pacific, they could probably make the fucking playoffs. Honestly, even though they lost so much. I mean, it's just the way the Columbus is. They win.
Yep, that is toughest division.
Yeah. But anyways, Vegas, I think they're going to get first because they just got so much.
Yeah, I think they got a lot of what we were talking about that Chicago's missing. I think their players really gel together, and I think everybody on that team has a role and sticks to it.
Yeah. I found they're losing that identity, though, because they traded away Reeves in New York.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. I liked him in Vegas.
But they still got enough of it left to win the division anyways. I don't know about make a run, but I think they'll win the division.
Yeah. For sure. Who do you got at 2?
It's got to be the Oilers, right? McDavid, Draisaitl. Well, that's pretty much it. I could just say McDavid and then go on to number 3.
Yeah, that's right.
He's going to score enough points. He's going to score enough points to make up for whoever the hell is on the 4th line not scoring.
Yeah, the only thing with Edmonton is like their goaltending. It just hasn't improved since Talbot left, or even like I can't remember the last good goalie that played for Edmonton. Like, was it Grant Fuhr?
Goalie, he's just too old, man.
Yeah, I like Dubnyk.
I thought they were gonna get Holtby. Dubnyk's. I think Dubnyk's unsigned right now.
Okay.
I was thinking.
Who's their 1 and 2?
Koskinen and Smith. Sadly, Koskinen's a bum. Peter Chiarelli absolutely ruined.
Yeah, what the fuck was he thinking? The guy had like 10 good games out of like 50, and he's like, get this guy fucking signed.
3 years, $3 million. Quick, write it down.
Yeah, I thought it was $4 million.
I think it's 3 or 4. Anyways, not a good contract either.
No, man. If you're paying that guy any more than 2, it's kind of fucking brutal.
Yeah, man. And they got Stuart Skinner. He's playing. He's like a good young goalie, but he's not gonna.
He's not making the leap yet.
So I mean, I thought they were gonna go for a guy like Holtby or something along the lines of that. Probably an older guy too, but I don't know. If they had a star, a younger goalie, top of my head, Igor Shesterkin, that's his name, right? Out of New York.
Yep.
You put a guy like that in that net, I think they could win a cup. That puts their chances of winning a cup a lot greater, I think.
Yeah.
That's not saying anything bad about Mike Smith, but I mean he's just old.
Yeah. I mean I don't know. There's just a lot of plays that Smith makes. Like, not staying in his net a lot costs him a lot of goals. If he has time, he'll make a good play. But like, if you rush him, he'll fumble fuck that puck faster than I don't know. You can. They'll say, "Don't fuck it up, Smithy," and he'll fuck it up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but he seems like a good dude.
Yeah, I mean, I got no problems with him.
I'd go for a beer with him.
Oh yeah, for sure. I go for 6 with him.
Yeah, I go for 12. I think. Yeah,
did a big dirty with old Smithy. Fuck, man. Who do you got at 3?
The new franchise, Seattle. I think there's going to be a bit of Vegas came in the league. It's like, oh man, they're going to be shit. They go to finals. I think it's going to have a bit of that. I'm not saying they're going to make a run out of it, but I think they'll make the playoffs. I think that'd be really good for the league, actually. But I could see them making the playoffs, man. They got one of the best decors in the league. Not the best, but like top.
Biggest.
I could see it. Yeah, 6'6", 6'5". I mean, they're monsters. And Grubauer, I mean, He might be a bit overrated. Yeah, but he's still a good goaltender. And then
Maybe he's one of those goalies that needs to have a lot of shots on him to be good, because he was only facing, like I said, like less than 20 every game, and I don't know. Maybe he just needs to get going.
I think he's a good goaltender, anyways. And I think you're going to have a bit of first year luck, beginner's luck. I think that's going to be there. And I think they're going to be pumped up playing home when they play those home games. I think it's
and it might. And it might be. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? It might be one of those things too when like teams play them. It's like, oh my God, fucking Seattle, we're gonna ruin them, and then just that little bit of under.
You can't do that.
I don't know, appreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's all I got to say about them. I think it's going to be a bit of beginner's luck, and I think somebody's going to break through. Look at a guy.
You think Matty Beniers plays?
Look at a guy like Mason Appleton, or I think he's going to Michigan, as far as I know.
I'd play Michigan.
Yeah, but I mean,
I play. Even if I was McDavid, I'd go back and play with Michigan. They got a sick team. I love that team.
Yeah. That's like an AHL level team.
Yeah, it is though.
Yeah, so they got a good group, Michigan. I think they're going to win it all.
Nice. Who do you got at 4?
This was hard actually because I didn't know who to pick. There's 2 Canadian teams left, Calgary and Vancouver, and I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, well, Vancouver's got Pettersson and Bester and Horvat, and I think Horvat's probably one of the better leaders in the league. He seems like he's a really good leader.
Mm-hmm. Seems strong-willed.
Yeah, but I'd pick Calgary because they last year, Dano, but they got Nikita Zadorov. I'm not saying he's much of anything like Giordano because he's not, but they got Markstrom and Tanev last year in free agency.
Yeah.
And Markstrom needs a bounce back year. I think he's going to do it because he's a good goaltender. They still got guys like Gaudreau. I think people shit on him too hard on him. I actually think he's a pretty good hockey player.
Well, it was only 2 years ago that Calgary was second in this division.
Yeah, man, I think they got enough to.
Gaudreau scored 99 points that year.
The coaching, Sutter coaching too. I mean, he's a hard ass. Yeah. He's going to get him to work.
Yeah.
So, they signed Coleman too. He's a good addition, good depth. So I think they got good depth, and I think.
Yeah, I can't get over all the trade rumors I'm hearing though. Like, I don't know, Matt Tkachuk out, Gaudreau's out. Like
Tkachuk too, man. Yeah, they need a captain now.
Yeah. Who do you think it's going to be?
Me personally, I'd choose Tkachuk because I like to see both Tkachuks be captains in the league.
Yeah, so would I. That'd be dope.
That'd be sick. But I don't know. It's just something about Calgary. I got a feeling like I think is it Brad Treliving's a GM?
Yep, he's a good GM too. A lot of people have good things to say.
I think he's pretty good. But I don't know. It's kind of just Calgary's always a team. It's like wait and see, pretty much every year because you don't know. Calgary could be bottom of the barrel, fucking eating garbage and just fucking on welfare. Or they could be, top of the league, just living it. So I don't know. I got them making it anyways. And
nice. Who do you got at 5? Who's not making the playoffs to you in this division? I think you already said it.
I did pretty much. I said Vancouver. I don't know. I don't even think Pettersson or Hughes is signed. As far
you're right.
Where we are now, they're not signed. I think they will sign, but it would not surprise me if Pettersson holds out or something like that.
Yeah, they don't have too much money to play with between the two of them.
I think Jim Benning's a good GM when he's trading for players, but I think he's a terrible GM when he's signing them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just find Vancouver is iffy right now. I don't know. I think they need JT Miller is really good too. So jump up, Magic.
Is that where you keep your cat's crack or something?
No, man. She just likes looking at the window at the birds. So I don't know. Vancouver's a pretty good team. We'll see what happens. They lost on the blue line. They lost Edler.
But they got OEL. They got OEL.
Yeah, I know. But OEL, I don't know if he is as good as he was. I think Arizona fucking scared the man.
Yeah, I think he'll do better in Vancouver. He'll actually have some people to play with now.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I just find Vancouver. I don't know. There's questions there. I think a lot of it is because Pettersson Hughes isn't signed.
I think they will though.
Yeah, I think you're right. They had a good run though a few years ago.
Yeah.
But like I said in the Central Division, somebody's in, somebody's out, and I chose.
Yeah. I mean, Patterson got injured last year, so
Yeah.
Like, if he had a fucking great year, I wouldn't say he'd be signing for anything less than 10 mil. But since he had an injured and he wasn't the greatest last season, he'll probably.
Everybody. I heard people compare him. I can't even say it without laughing because I remember in his rookie season, people compared him to Gretzky. Do you remember
Holy
seeing anything
fuck!
like that?
I'd say.
No, because the way he winds up his slap shot, puts his stick up really high.
Right at the top of his stance, like
that's
that.
the way
Yeah.
he shoots, and it's like he's like Gretzky, but he's not like Gretzky. Not even close.
He's kind of got Gretzky's build, except taller.
Yeah, that's fair. And anyways, Vancouver, middle of the pack team, I think.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to put him.
No.
Who do you got at 6?
6, I chose San Jose, and I don't know why I took him over Los Angeles and Anaheim as a top California team. I think a lot of it has to do with guys like Meyer, Hurdle, and Couture.
Mm-hmm.
Even Burns and Carlson and Vlasic, they're still good hockey players, and they don't want to lose. The guys
they have surprising forwards every year. I go into, well, in the last few years, ever since they lost like Jumbo and I don't know Pavelski and everything like that, I'm like, who do they even have up front? And then there's always a player that is kind of sneaky good.
Yeah, they don't want to lose, man. San Jose doesn't want to lose. Even Doug Wilson admits they're not in rebuild. He won't admit it.
Yeah,
they don't want to lose. They want to win. So I think they're going to try and win, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to do very good at it.
No, I wouldn't say. Is Marleau still there?
So that's why I got him. I don't know. I think he's a free agent right now, unfortunately.
Most games he never played.
Yeah.
Do you think that alone gets him into the Hockey Hall of Fame? Like, he hasn't won any.
100%, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it got to be. You can't have
it's a record.
League, not in fame. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. San Jose is going to try, but they're going to fail, I think.
Well, that's still better than 2 teams in the Pacific. What about at 7?
7, they got Los Angeles because they got probably the best prospect pool in the league. In my opinion.
They do. And I mean, additions like you said, Philip Deneau.
Man, really good. And
they
got Turcotte, Byfield. They added Edler from Vancouver.
Kaliev,
man, fucking Anderson Dolan.
They got some good defensemen too.
Bjorn Fott. They got Samuel Fagemo, I think his name is, or something, Sweden.
Yeah.
Player. They got more than that too. I can't think of it.
I know they have so many.
It's too hard because they got too much. I think they got another defenseman. They just drafted Brant Clark.
Yeah, Brant Clark.
So I mean, like, they got so much. I think LA in 4 years.
I put them on the same timeline as I put Detroit on.
Yeah, I can see, like, you want to look in if we could go into the future, we go into 2028 Stanley Cup Finals as Ottawa versus fucking Los Angeles.
Yeah. I'd take that bet.
Yeah. So that's my reasoning for that, because they got a lot of good young players, and they got a few old guys to help them out. So they're not going to be great, but they're going to get better. Maybe next year they'll get up to 5th or 4th.
I mean, their old guys are still good at hockey too, like Drew Doughty and Anze Kopitar. Like, they're still sick hockey players.
Yeah, Gabe Velarde's a guy who was picked high, who's finding his way.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good. I think he's ultimately going to be the one that gets dealt, though, because all the center depth they have.
Yeah, they do have a lot of centers. So
All right, and at last place in the Pacific, who do we have?
The destroyers of John Gibson's career is who we have at 8th place. The dude's like 28. He could have been one of the best goalies in the league. Unfortunately, he had to play in Anaheim.
Yeah, I think he could have went down as one of the best American goalies ever.
Imagine he got drafted to Pittsburgh or Washington or even anywhere in New York.
Yeah.
Or even Boston. Let's say Boston.
Oh, yeah.
They could have moved on from Rask back like 2016 or something, 2017. Look the fuck out. John Gibson is the guy. But unfortunately, he's just collecting a paycheck and
that's right.
Losing hockey games. And
that's what Anaheim does, man.
Yeah, so they got Zegras and Drysdale.
I think they come in and make an immediate impact. Zegras and Drysdale.
Comtois is a really good power forward, I think.
They got a lot of good middling
pieces.
players. Like they got Sam Steele, Comtois.
Yeah.
They got, I don't know, just a lot of players that aren't top-notch players, but aren't.
Who did they draft this year? Top of my head. They had the 3rd pick, didn't they? They drafted Mason McTavish.
Yeah, they did.
He's
Yeah.
a monster as far as
Yeah,
what people
I
say.
never thought he was that good. I thought he was gonna go
They say
around
he's
10.
tough. He's tough.
Yeah, he looks tough.
And they say he's got like a full beard. The dude's a man, and
Yeah,
he's like he can play center. He can play the wing. He could probably play defense if you put him there.
he's gonna take Getzlaf's spot. He's gonna play behind Getzlaf, I think, and learn from him this year.
Yeah, if he plays, hopefully,
I think he will.
Get a chance. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. At one point, like, I don't know, 90s and early 2000s and like that, you weren't playing those players. You would never play like an 18-year-old against men. But now it's not uncommon to see someone like that. Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, every first overall pick usually plays now in their first year. Yeah, we had I don't know, a little bit of a disagreement here. I got Vegas winning the Pacific Division. I got Edmonton coming right after, and then I got Vancouver and Calgary. I think Vancouver is going to be a really good team this year. I think OEL is going to step in, help out Hughes with the defense, and I think Pettersson is just going to put on a show this year. I think they're going to sign. Garland is, I don't know, going to play behind. Is he a winger or center? I thought he was center. Winger. Oh, geez. I guess he's going to play middle 6. He's going to probably play on Bo Horvat's line.
Yeah.
On the second line there. Yeah. And I don't know. I think Vancouver's going to be sick this year. Not better than Edmonton or Vegas, but nonetheless sick. And then I have Calgary. And that's just because, I don't know. I think they're going to get back to where they were a couple of years ago with Gaudreau having a monster season.
That's what I was saying too. That's why I feel like that too.
I can't get over these trade rumors with Gaudreau and Kachuk, though. I don't know if they're true. Like, I don't know if they're just, I don't know, out there. But we'll find out, I guess. And then I have Seattle just missing. I think Seattle's going to be good, but not as good as you think. I think they don't have that kind of. I don't think they're going to get off to a start that Vegas had, because that's like, you don't see that every time.
No.
It's definitely possible. I have them ranked better than 3 other NHL teams that have been playing together for 20 years. But I don't know. You don't see what Vegas did every day. Like, that's the first time that's ever happened. But I think they were smart with their picks. I think they drafted not the best players available, but the best fit with their players. I like Eberle a lot. I think that's probably the best pick they made. I like their goaltending a lot. Yeah, but I just don't think they'll get to the start Vegas has. But I think they will be a good team coming in the future anyway. Now I have Anaheim at 6, and I think that's my hottest pick on this little rankings. I think Anaheim is going to get a lot of offense with their young studs. I think Drysdale, Zegras, and McTavish are really going to make a name for themselves this year. I think Getzlaf's going to take a step back, but he's still there for the veteran. I think their defense is kind of underrated. I think Cam Fowler is one of the best American defensemen in the game right now. And they just have young, fast defensemen. But they've also got like grit too. They've got like Comtois a bit like gritty. They got Delorier. They have, I don't know. They have a good
Delorier
mix of
is good, man. I like Delorier.
Yeah, so do I. They have a good mix of, I don't know, speed and grit. I think that's what you need these days to win. I don't think you really need toughness, but I think you need grit, you know?
Yeah.
Just like in the corners, I think you got to work at garbage goals. And I don't know. I think Anaheim's got that, but they also got the flash of like Zegras and Drysdale.
Yeah, so I mean, it'll go both ways. So I have both ways to attack. So.
Yeah. They can just play any game you throw at them. And I think John Gibson is going to have a really good year this year. He's always got good numbers, but the team kind of drags him down. So I think they're going to, I don't know, surprise some people this year. I think Los Angeles is going to finish 7th. I think they're going to try to move in the direction of young players. But one point, young players come in like they need a couple years just to learn how to lose, learn how to win, and that kind of thing. So I think they will be in a younger direction. Like you said, 4 years from now or something, I think they're going to be, I don't know, in the playoffs like every year consistently again. And that was a fast rebuild. I mean, they won their first, their last cup
years ago
in 2014. and they were competitive thereafter. But that was a quick rebuild. They did not fuck around at all.
They got good management in LA.
Yeah. And then San Jose coming in last. I don't think they have, but I say this every year. I don't think they have the scoring, and their defensemen are getting old. Carlson and Burns, like every year now, you can see them losing a step. They still have the offense, but not that quick step. And I don't know. They just give up weak goals. Like a lot of goals they gave up last year that I've seen anyway. Like I'm not gonna lie to you and say I watched every game because I'm not there staying up until 2:30 in the morning watching San Jose games.
Nobody watched every San Jose game last year.
No, I wouldn't say. I didn't even say the players did.
No.
Not even and their goaltender. I think Aiden Hill's going to come in and have a good year for himself. He came over from Arizona, but
Reimer too.
Yeah, and Reimer. But I don't think that's the tandem that wins you hockey games, honestly.
No.
I think they'll have good
not long term,
like individual numbers, but I don't know. In terms of winning hockey games, I just don't see San Jose.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. It could go either way because I mean the California teams are all shit. So pick and choose. So you want to get 68.
I think the California teams in no specific order are 6, 7, 8 guaranteed.
Yeah.
The only ones that I can see coming out of that are Los Angeles, and I think they'll overtake Seattle. But I don't know. Now that we've made our predictions on the teams, let's talk about players. So 3 personal awards I want to talk about today are the Calder, the Hart, and the Vezina. Those are my 3 favorites just because I found them the most fun. You know, the MVP of the league, the best goalie, and the best rookie. And I love talking about rookies, as you can probably already tell. So first, let's talk about the Calder Trophy, aka rookies. So Steve, which rookie do you think will have the biggest impact this season?
The Noof, man. Newhook. Great center. I think he's going to start third line probably in Colorado. And I wouldn't be surprised if when game 82 rolls around, he pushes Kadri at his second line center spot. I think he's a really good skater. I think he's got really good IQ. He can pass, and I think he can shoot pretty well too. And I think that was a great pick. I think he was underrated in his draft year because he played in the BCHL.
I think so too.
Not typically where you get a top 6 forward all the time. So I think it was a really great pick in the draft. And in 2019, I think he won the Tim Taylor Award for best NCAA freshman.
And before that, I think he got the best rookie. I think he won the best rookie too in the
Yes. You got guys like Jack Eichel, Kyle Connor. I wrote down here, Clayton Keller, and Joel Farabee won that award.
Nice.
So, I mean,
I like Joel Farabee.
Those are NHL players. This guy's going to be an NHL player. It's going to be exciting because he's from our province. So
that's right. He's close to home.
Yeah, I've even watched his games playing with Colorado Eagles in the AHL. I watched a stream actually, so it's going to be exciting. I think he's going to win the Calder. Maybe a bit of bias because there's obviously some good rookies going into the season. But I don't see why you can't in 82 games. I don't know if there's going to be an 80 points, scoring rookie this year. I feel like this is going to be a little bit of I don't know, maybe the Calder winner is going to have 55 points, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
I don't think that'll happen.
I don't know.
We're talking about 18-year-olds now, unless some sneaky 5-year-old Russian comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know. Newhook's what, like 19, 20?
Yeah.
I think he's probably going to get anywhere range from probably 40 to 55 points. If he has an extremely, extremely really good year, I think 55 points. But I can see him landing somewhere around like 46, 47, 48 points.
On that team, especially if he's getting power play
time, man. If he impresses and he gets on the first power play.
He's not on first. He's not on first.
Yeah, but if he makes it, let's say Landeskog gets injured for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
All
right,
and he makes a good showing. He's going to get the time to be successful. And usually with Colorado too is they got that top line. Let's say you get 45 games into the season, you're not getting enough depth scoring. You're going to move Landeskog or Rantanen down. You're going to switch it up. Maybe he gets to play with Rantanen for.
That's what they did last year. They started Burke Cosby.
Yeah, so maybe he
gets that name.
maybe he gets to play with Burakovsky and Rantanen on both his
Mhm.
wings for a couple weeks. That could do a lot for him.
Oh yeah, so what? Just pass the puck to Brandon and sit back and watch the show. Give it to the
So,
Moose.
I think he's got a chance to score 50-plus points. Not saying he does it. I think he's anywhere from 40 to 50, regardless.
That's a great pick.
The
only thing I have is I think Colorado has some decent center depth, don't they? Like, what's JT Compher doing? Dominic Bonk is a rookie coming up from Germany. I think he pushes himself to a lineup. But I don't know. We'll see. I think he is. That's where I put him too, but I put him on third for sure. I'd start him on third.
He played in the playoffs, so I think he's going to be a third-line center.
Yeah.
They got Tyson Jost.
Do they?
Yeah, I feel like he moves on the wing.
Yeah, and I think JT Compher is the fourth. Yeah, move one of them to wing. I'd say Newey could even play winger.
Yeah, they want to put him on the second line with Kadri and Burakovsky and put him on the
Maybe.
wing.
I mean, especially what you're talking about if they're not getting that offense.
Yeah,
he can do it. He looks sick in World Juniors.
A lot of options. Anyways, I think he's going to be successful wherever they put him in the lineup. Unless it's fourth line, then you could draw him out, right?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you might as well just play him first line in the AHL. Just get him his reps.
Yeah, definitely. But anyways, who do you think is going to get the
call? I think Cole Caulfield's going to get it. I think Montreal is relying so heavy on scoring. They're going to give him every single shot.
Oh, yeah. He's going to get first power play. He's going to get first line. He's going to get everything he wants.
Exactly. He's going to have all the ice time in the world to make his impact on that team.
Oh, man. He probably won't even have to go grocery shopping, man. They're going to bring the groceries to the dude's door. They're going to cook his meals.
Yeah, man. They're going to pay someone from DoorDash just to be like his right-hand man.
Yeah. He's not going to have to worry about anything.
I think they're a little hesitant just on playing him last year just because of the size and not sure. And I don't know, Montreal's notorious for like not trusting the young players. Like they did it to Kotkaniemi. They did it to him. But I think this year is his year.
I think that's a great pick.
Yeah, and I mean, in the playoffs last year, he proved so much. Like by the end of the playoffs, like he was always playing like at the big moments. In the regular season, they'd always trust him with the overtime. Oh, yeah. And I don't know. I think he just grab another one, buddy.
Yes, man. You'll have to get some next week.
Yes, man. No, that's good for our sponsorship, man. They want to see you drinking that. There you go. Yeah. So I don't know. I think Cole Caulfield. I mean, and he can score from anywhere. He did it at every level he's played.
Yeah, he's so good.
He could shoot the puck from anywhere. Like
maybe a future Rocket
small
winner?
little baby Ovi or something.
Maybe a future Rocket winner? Crazy. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Yep. No, for sure.
Yeah, future but you got guys like Matthews and Pasternak too up there, so it's a bit competitive.
Yeah. Well,
Matthews I don't know. Going to win it though again. Probably.
Oh yeah. Oh, this year, yeah, he's future. But Matthews is definitely getting it this year. I think either him or Pasta. But yeah, and you know what I like about Caulfield too? Just always smiling. All smiles, like that kid. He just loves the game, and I feel like players that just I don't know, love the game, don't play because they're good, but play because they genuinely love it. Just,
they like doing it, yeah.
Yeah, just make better players, in my mind.
He's going to be a good player regardless if he wins a Calder or not. So.
Yeah. Who's one player that you think could win it if your player couldn't?
God, that's tough to say because I don't.
Who's your runner-up?
Runner-up, I think he gets ice time this year. I think he makes a team. I think Sider.
Yeah. Oh maybe man, I keep seeing that. I keep seeing that around. I don't know. I can't see that.
Maybe he gets 35 points and he's a plus 12 or 14 on a Detroit team who's like lower in the league. If he gets 30 plus points and he's like a plus 12, even 40 points, I don't know. He's
I don't think he's projected to be a huge goal scorer though.
No, but if he can get 30 points and have a good plus minus and have really good advanced stats and play good defensively, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't consider him for a runner-up.
Yeah. The only thing about that is people that vote for the Calder tend to lean towards the flashiness. You know, you don't get a whole lot of
the Norris, the points.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that. Points is the main criteria.
I think they should have a separate award for defensive defenseman.
I think so too. And you know who'd you name it after?
What?
Who'd you name it after? The award.
Jesus, Chris Pronger.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Danico, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
I have no
Jeez,
idea.
we started talking about rookies. Now we're talking about stay-at-home
Chris
defense.
Pronger.
Jesus, can we shoot the shit, man?
Yeah.
All right. Next, we can chat about the Hart. So this trophy is awarded annually to the most valuable player, deemed by the league. So Steve, who do you got here?
Back in Colorado, Nathan McKinnon.
Great
Dude's
pick.
a monster. He's going to get a 100-point season. I believe he's only had 99 points in a year right now, which is weird because it feels like he's at a 120-point season because that's how good of a player he is. But
Yeah,
he hasn't. He's won the Calder in 2014, won the Lady Byng in 2020. So this year's 2021, I think he's going to get another bit of hardware. And he might get a few pieces. He might get 3 pieces of hardware if it works out in his favor. He might get the Conn Smythe, the Cup, and the Hart.
yeah.
But I'm not going to go that far yet. I think he deserves the Hart because he's a
I
good
thought he was going
player.
to get it last year.
Yeah.
I mean, you could only give it to one player last year.
McDavid just is. It's kind of like if McDavid never existed. All right, McKinnon would have a hardware.
Yeah, if McDavid never existed, McKinnon would probably be the best player in the league.
So I mean, he's up there, and I think he's going to get a major award like that.
That'd be good. I'd like to see that.
He can get 120 points this year, man. I could see that.
Yeah.
He gets on this roll of just like you look on Sportsnet, you look on TSN, and you click the scores, and it's just like power play. McKinnon got second assist. Like he's always finding a way to get on the score sheet. And
yeah, except for McJesus, he's the most impactful player. Like
yeah.
the player, just by looking at him, you can tell like this guy is a good fucking hockey player. Like the way he skates, the way he shoots, the way I don't know.
I think
he digs everything about him.
McKinnon's got that kind of thing with him too. Like you got McDavid and McKinnon coming down on you. You're nervous no matter what.
Oh yeah.
Because you know you can. You're gonna look like a fool if you make a mistake. And I think a lot of that is what makes them really good hockey players. And not every player can do that. You can have a good hockey player. If Martin St. Louis was going down on Victor Hedman, that's just an example of 2 Tampa players. That doesn't make any sense, but we'll just go with it. Let's say, or let me think of another defenseman who would have been on. Let's say it was back in the day, Martin St. Louis is going down on Chris Pronger. Bring him up again. Chris Pronger is not scared of Martin St. Louis.
No.
There's a different type of. They got this aura around them, right? Different
type
of player, you know.
I think what makes him so dangerous is if a defenseman sits back on McDavid or McKinnon, then they'll just blow by him, you know. So you got to play some kind of aggressiveness. But if you're too aggressive, I mean, they'll just go right around you.
Yeah.
Like look what happened at Morgan Riley that time. That McDavid just went around him.
That was tough. I was watching that game.
Embarrassing.
Actually. Yeah. I was watching that. Yeah.
I had a buddy sitting in the stands for it.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough to watch.
Yeah. But geez, we already talked about him enough. My pick is kind of McDavid. I think he's going to be a repeat offender. Yeah. I think he'll. He's
pretty good at doing that.
Yeah.
He's going to get. He's probably going to finish his career with like 6 or 7 Harts. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, me neither.
He's that good. At least.
Yeah, some people are saying he's going to have like 150 points this year.
You know what?
I don't think he'll get that high, man.
He had 100.
Crazy.
Didn't he have 100 points this year in 56
games? 105. Yeah.
He can
like in 56.
He could get fucking 160, 170 points. He's that good, man. He's the best player in the world. He's the best player in the world by far.
By far, yeah.
Not even close. You got
by head and shoulders.
McDavid. Then you got McKinnon and Kucherov, Crosby, guys like that down there. He's so far apart. You know. It's not even fair. I don't understand it because it's not like he's a big guy either. He's just he's tall, but he's not built like.
It's just his speed and his deceptiveness.
Yeah.
Like you can't stop him. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. He's just so good at he knows what the defenseman's gonna do before he knows it. That's such a cliche, and I hate when people say that about like every other player. But I can actually say that about David. Like it seems like he knows. Like I don't know.
Naturally
just knows what everybody else is gonna do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's just that good. He's one of the only players in the game that can actually drag a team into the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
I know he has huge help from Draisaitl, but I mean, he drags the Oilers into the playoffs every year. It's nuts.
Yeah. you know, they have two of, I would say, the top 5 players right now on the same team. You wonder why you can't win a cup. I think I don't know, they got to make a lot of hard choices there. They need a better goalie, man. And Son and
Gotta get
Darnell
it from the
Nurse
draft. You can't really trade for a cup. You
questionable
got to
contracts.
draft.
There's questionable contracts there now with Ken Holland. You got Darnell Nurse making 9.5 next year for 8 years. You got Hyman. Hyman's a good player, but he's not worth that 8 years, 5 and whatever he's making.
Yeah, that's right too.
Those are tough deals to build a team around for a long time.
You're right.
So I don't know. I hope he wins a cup. I think he wins one cup in Edmonton. That's my.
I think he wins a couple. I think as soon as they get the pieces necessary, I think all they're missing is goaltending. And I mean, you're right with the contracts. Yeah, I think he's there forever.
I don't know, man.
I guess Gretzky got traded 3 times. I guess anything's possible.
I don't know, man. I think he could win a cup in Edmonton, but I feel like he's not going to finish his career there.
Yeah.
He's going to go to Minnesota and win a couple.
Oh, yeah. No, he might pull a hometown boy like Tavares and go back with Toronto.
EJ picture on Twitter. Yes,
wouldn't that be nuts?
Tavares is one of my favorite players.
Tavares good. I watched him play juniors. He was. I watched him when I was in Oshawa. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
Do you know his uncle has the exact same name? Yeah.
Plays lacrosse. Yeah.
His name is.
That's what he's named.
Uncle's
after,
Johnny Tavares. Yeah. And
that's pretty
unreal lacrosse player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, what about the Vezina? This is the best goaltender in the league.
Gotta be Vasilevsky. I mean, he is the best goaltender in the league, isn't he? Easy to say that when he plays on a team like Tampa, but I don't think that makes a difference. I think if you put Vasilevsky probably on example
Buffalo.
Nah, that's a bad example. You put Vasilevsky on Calgary, he's the best goalie in the league, I think. You put him anywhere. Yeah. He's just good, man. He's a first-round draft pick. I mean, throughout his full career, professional career, he's been a good goalie. He's just a good goalie. He's got a Vezina in 2019, a Stanley Cup 2 years in a row. A Conn Smythe. I mean, I could see him being probably, when it's all said and done, probably the top 5 goalie of all time.
Yeah. He's that good. How old is he right now?
I think he's mid-20s, late 20s, 26,
25 or something. Yeah, I was going to say 25, 26.
Give him till he's like 34, 35 when he hangs it up, man. I think he's top 5, top 4.
Yeah, he's a stud. I mean, he's probably going after the most wins record. Ever since he's been playing there, Tampa has been crazy good in the regular season.
He could reach that, man.
He probably could. He could probably get up to the – it just depends how long he plays and how long Tampa stays as good as they are.
Yeah. He's tall too, man.
He's big, 6'4". Yeah.
I think he's bigger than that, isn't he?
He could be. I'm not sure. All right. Anyways, yeah, I think he is.
Look at him in the net, man. He just covers it like completely.
Yeah.
He's a good goalie. He's really good.
Yeah. I don't know. Best in the world this year.
Who do you think?
I don't know. This is kind of a fiery pick, but I'm either going with Varlamov or Antti Ranta. Just for the reason that they play on such good defensive teams. I think I don't know. I don't know. I think the only reason Grubauer was in the talks was because of how good of a team he was playing on. And then Carolina and the Islanders are going to be the best defensive teams this year. So
yeah, that's fair.
Probably not Antti Ranta, but
I can't see Ranta winning it, man. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
they got Anderson.
I think he's a sick. He's a
good goalie, man. I'm not going to take that away from you.
I think he's underrated, and especially now that he's out of the desert and in Carolina, I think he'll put up great numbers.
Maybe him and Anderson win the Jennings Trophy, best combined save percentage between 2 goalies.
Yeah,
that could be.
No, I think that's possible. I think you start Antti Ranta and sit Freddie, but
I think you start any of them, any game. Whoever's winning.
Yeah, whoever's hot.
The hand's hot.
No, I pick Varlamov though. I think the Islanders just I don't know. He was up for it a couple of years ago, and yeah,
he's a good goalie, man. He just had injury problems. That's what it comes down to in the end.
Yeah, I don't know much about his history, but just watching him and
played in New York prior to Arizona.
No, I mean Varlamov. Jesus.
Oh, sorry.
No, I don't think Antti Ranta. That was kind of like a spicy little, I don't know, nugget to throw out there. But
Varlamov, man, he's turned around and
he's solid.
so yeah,
Yeah.
solid.
Not bad.
Yeah, so those are some pretty good picks.
Yeah, for sure. I think you got the better odds, but I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Varlamov's due. He's had 3 good seasons in a row now.
I'll give you $50 if Ranta wins the Vezina.
More than that, buddy. I'm taking that to Vegas.
You take my car.
Yeah. Taking that cat up in the window.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So those are my 3 favorite trophies. So I'm happy we got to discuss that. Yeah. What about breakout seasons? Who do you think is going to have? The criteria for this is you have to have more than or at least 1 season, so you can't pick a rookie. And what else?
Just a full NHL season under the belt is what I was thinking.
All right.
I picked 3 players. I picked 3 players that I got a few stats here I'm going to talk about, but I got an honorable mention who I think is a really good hockey player, and I think he's going to have an increased role this year on his team. I think that's Daniel Sprong in Washington. I think that's an honorable mention. I think he's going to break out this year.
Yeah.
I believe 20-something points last year in 56 games, or I don't know how many games it was, but I believe he was around 20 points. And I think, what guys getting older in Washington, and they don't add much. You got to get players from within to put up points. And I think Daniel Sprong, maybe somebody gets injured. Maybe he plays that second line role for a few months. I think he could get 50 points, 40 to 50 points. I'm choosing him as a breakout player anyways.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I don't know. Just couldn't catch his feet with Pittsburgh, eh?
He went to Anaheim after, I think.
Yeah.
Then he went to Washington.
He was a pretty high pick.
I think it was late first round, early second round, somewhere around there. And Pittsburgh thought a lot of him for a while because they didn't draft.
I did too. I think he went 22nd.
Yeah,
I think he went 22nd or something.
Yeah, they didn't draft in the first round. So the players they did get near that area in a certain year, they would, that's who they're talking about. And I always thought he was going to make it big, but, he's not old. He's like 24 or 25 years old. I think he's 25. So
no, he's still young.
That's a bit older, but, same time, he could have 6 or 7 good years of hockey left, right?
Maybe he's like fine wine, like a Blake Wheeler type. Gets better with age.
And he could, man. I think he's going to have a good year, but he's honorable mention, so I won't like to stay talking about him for too long because he never made the top 3. Number 3, Seattle's coming in. I felt like I had to pick a player off their team to have a breakout year because when you got so many non-star players generally on the team, somebody's going to take that role naturally.
Yeah, true.
Unlike William Karlsson with Vegas, right? Who the fuck picked Karlsson to score 40 goals? It's 40 goals, man.
Yeah,
coming out of Columbus. Insane. That's unreal. So I chose a player I think is going to do really good in that system. I chose Mason Appleton from Seattle.
Great pick.
He was a 6th round pick in 2015. He was 168th overall. That's a late pick. That's a steal. Winnipeg chose him in the 6th round. I got his pro hockey stats here. I didn't grab his college stats. I think he played in college. I just wrote down pro hockey stats. So in 17-18, he played 76 games in the AHL. He scored 22 goals, 44 assists. He had 66 points in 76 games in his first pro year. That's for a 6th round pick. They must have been laughing.
For a 6th round pick to make the NHL, you're already against the odds, let alone put up those stats.
In his first pro year with Manitoba. So you go into 18-19. He plays 40 games in the AHL. He got 15 goals, 17 assists, 32 points. He's close to point per game, not quite there. That same year in 18-19, he plays 36 games in the NHL. He has 10 points. So, it's something to build off of. Not amazing stats, but, he's kind of learning. You go to 19-20. He plays 4 games in AHL, has 1 point. He kind of just started off there, I guess. And eventually he made his way to the NHL, mostly full-time. He played 46 games, and he had 8 points. He had a rough year in 19-20 at NHL. 8 points. Winnipeg had so much. They had Stastny and they had Line A. They had so much where he couldn't really get a prime time position to, generate offense. He was kind of like 4th line, you get out on the ice, skate down the ice, get on the bench. He didn't really get that opportunity. This past season, 2020 to 2021, sorry. I played 56 games. He had 25 points, 12 goals, 13 assists. So he's kind of getting back on that pace of learning the game at the NHL level.
That's a good goal to assist ratio. Like that means that when he's on the ice, like he's shooting the puck and he's scoring your goals.
And he's tough to play against, man. I've watched some of his games. He's tough. Play against. He skates hard and he checks people and he digs for the puck on the board. So this year, 2021, I can see him going to Seattle, and it wouldn't surprise me if the dude put up 50 points. I mean, it's just one of those things. You're on a new team, you get an opportunity.
Something like Carlson, like you said.
Yeah. I mean, just out of nowhere. It wouldn't surprise me if he could put up 50 to 60 points just out of the blue, out of nowhere. Because for him to be a 6th-round pick, leave college a few years after his draft and come play pro and get 66 points in 76 AHL games. I don't know. He's got the skill and he just needs a good opportunity, right? I don't know. That's my pick, Seattle. They got to have somebody step up.
I never thought of him.
Yeah, and you want to tell me who you had wrote down for 3? I don't know if you had it done out.
So you can do your 3, then I'll circle back.
Number 2 on my breakout players list, I chose somebody who a lot of people like to make fun of because he can't do a chin up. And like to pick on the dude, but I think he's gonna find his way, especially in fucking Buffalo. It's Casey Middlestat.
Oh, you threw me off. I thought you were gonna say Sam Bennett.
No, man. I believe Casey Middlestat couldn't do a pull up either. From what I remember. Anyways, that's not the point.
He's a small guy, man.
2017, he was drafted 8th overall. He had a really good. I believe Buffalo signed him at the end of the season. And 17-18, he played 6 games. He had 5 points, 1 goal, 4 assists. And everybody was hyping this guy up. I remember seeing on Instagram posts of Calder predictions, and it was always Casey Middlestat.
Yeah. I
think Buffalo's had a rough patch. It's kind of hard for him to make it big, but I think, if Jack Eichel doesn't sign, he's going to get ice time and he's going to get power play time, and you're going to play him. So maybe with a new coach too, and Don Granato, I think it is. Maybe he finds a way to. I think he finds a way to break through and live up to the selection he was taking at. So, and 18-19, he actually had a pretty good year. It was his full rookie season. Played 77 games. He had 25 points. That's not amazing, but I mean, it's still like 19 years old, whatever you are.
Trying to find your way, yeah.
25 points in the best league in the world is still a good total. So he goes into 19 and 20. This is when he started to struggle. This is when Buffalo was back to the shit show that we know him. We know what they're like. The real Buffalo. He played 31 games in 1920 in Buffalo. He had 9 points.
He got sent down.
Struggle. He got sent down, man. He played 36 games in Rochester, and he had 25 points, which is pretty good totals, but you want him playing in the NHL, so it's not really good enough. So this past season,
signed now. They got to play him now. He'll get his chance this year.
He will, yeah. And this past season, when Eichel was injured with the shoulder injury, I think it is, or whatever, he got a lot of playing time, man. He was playing with Ron Hart at one point, I believe, and he played 41 games. He had 22 points. So that's a sign of a breakout could be on the horizon, man. 22 points in 41 games is pretty good, especially on a fucking team who almost broke the record for most consecutive losses in a single season.
Yeah, I was cheering for Buffalo. I wanted them to lose.
Yeah.
I wish they lost fucking all 56, honestly. That'd be awesome.
10 goals, 12 assists, 22 points, 41 games. I think that's pretty good. I think this year, 21, 22, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 50 points. 50 points is kind of my thing for when a player breaks out. If he can get past the 50 points, he's probably going to be a second-line forward. And he could, if he only gets better, he could probably be a first-line forward, right? So,
well, they drafted him to play behind Eichel, but if he pieces out, I mean, he'll get that first spot unless Buffalo takes a
You got Cousins there fighting for it too. That's the thing now.
I thought they were playing Cousins on the wing. He played.
I don't know.
On the
I feel
wing
like
this
they're going
year.
to play him on the center because
Yeah, he gets off type big, strong centerman.
Yeah, kind of like a Ryan O'Reilly. That's what Cousins reminds me of. That type of player.
Yeah, for sure. Two-way forward.
Yeah, and it's tough to play against, and you can kind of do a little bit of everything. That's what. So I think if it pans out and they have middle status, second line center, and I think if they find somebody, or I don't know if Cousins plays first line, I think they could have a pretty good 1-2 punch in the middle. But again, he's got to put up good points, so it's just a prediction. So. And
that's a good pick. Another one I didn't have on my list. So
yeah,
I like this.
This is pretty cool. Figure out what you think. And number one on my breakout players list is a guy who is going to be a stud in the league, I think. And I think he's going to be a point per game player in the future. It hasn't happened yet. It's Jack Hughes from New Jersey.
Okay, I was going to pick him too. Yeah.
2019 first overall pick. I don't know what his records are, but I believe in the National Development Team program. I think he's broke the records for most points.
I think he did too. Yeah, so. You're right.
He had over 100 points in the season, regardless. And he never went to university after his draft because he's first overall pick. He just jumped right into the league.
Yeah, and New Jersey needed the help, buddy.
Yeah, so 1920, he played his rookie season. He played 61 games. He had 21 points, 7 goals, 14 assists. He's an 18-year-old, put up 21 points, 61 games. I remember he took a lot of heat that season.
He did, yeah, because he didn't score until he didn't get his first goal until.
Yeah, he kind of heated up.
I don't know,
he
halfway
got
through the season.
He got hot at the end. So
yeah,
he's been getting better since then. When he started to get hot at the end of that season, I mean, he's found his game more, and he's just getting better and better. So, so much talent. So he's going to break it. And this past season, he played the full 56 games on the schedule. He had 31 points in 56 games. That's a good look.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's good progression. Close.
If you think about it, that's probably 50 points in 82 game schedule, 31 points in 56 games.
Yeah, you're losing.
What do you think?
Yeah,
somewhere around.
I don't know. Do the math. Between 40 and 50. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, 82 games this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he got 60 points. 20 goals, 40 assists.
You see, that's the thing, though. You almost need first-line time to put up those kind of numbers, and I don't think he takes the center spot from Captain Hischier.
I think he plays second-line center.
I think he does, too. They could have a deadly 1-2 punch, though.
Yeah, and I think he
no Crosby Malkin, but my Jesus, if you got 2 first overall picks, at your 1-2 punch, I mean, it's gonna be.
He's a smart hockey player, man. Good at passing the puck. So
yeah, I don't know. I think he's I don't know. This is just like old time hockey speaking, but a bit too small to make a really big impact. Like you almost need a bit of size to, I don't know, grind your way. He's gonna score nice goals, but I don't know. He's not gonna get like the greasy goals, and I don't know.
Well, there's players for that.
Yeah, that's right. No, but
that's what Dawson Mercer's going to be for. On that
yeah, that's true. You know what? Jack Hughes is going to have so many people to pass to, though. He's got Holtz, and there's another sniper on New Jersey that they drafted. I can't remember his name, though.
Who did draft this year, man?
Oh, Luke Hughes. I just told you that.
Yeah, they're gonna have a good group in a few years. I know that.
Yeah. Good stuff. Shit, I didn't rank mine. I don't have a 3-2-1, but
tell me what you think.
I'll give you 2 runner-ups that are close on my list. I think Zadina and Gurianov. Zadina of Detroit, and I know, a bit biased. That's it. And Gurianov from Dallas. I think Gurianov. He had 12 goals, 18 assists for 30 points last year. I think his goals go through the roof. I think he gets 30 goals this year.
Yeah.
With like 20 assists, or between 20 and 30. So I think he'll have 50 to 60 points.
Oh, definitely, you could do that. I would.
Yeah. Same thing with Zadina. In 49 games, he had 6 goals, 13 assists for 19 points. Now, he's playing on a bad team, so I don't know.
It's not that bad, man. They're finding their way. They got
you take what you can get, but I don't know. I think this year I think he'll get 20 goals and close to 30 assists or something for around 50 points, I think, this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, those two players, I think they're gonna pop up this year. But I guess if I were to rank them at number 3 from the Nashville Predators, I got Dante Fabro. I think he's gonna have an impressive year this year.
Good defenseman.
Great defenseman. And I mean, they just traded Ellis, which is a left-handed defenseman.
He's gonna move up.
Yeah, he's gonna move up. I think he's gonna get a good look in the top 4 this year. Last year, in 40 games played, he had 2 goals, 10 assists for 12 points. I don't think that really moves. I think he might get up closer to 25, 30 points at his highest. But I mean, the shutdown defensive game is there.
The points don't matter when it's like that.
Exactly. I think just chipping in that bit of offense will automatically make Nashville a better team. Yeah. And I don't know, just give their forwards more confidence, just knowing like they can try stuff and just have a rock back there. Yeah. And he's young too. Yeah. I can't remember how old he is, maybe like 23 or something, 24. I think he has a great season for himself. I don't think people are talking enough about him yet, but after this season, they will be, I think.
Well, Nashville always finds a way to get those good defensemen.
Nashville, St. Louis, and Carolina always have good blue lines, I think.
They find a way, and he's not going to be any exception to that because he's going to be a good defenseman when he.
Yeah. There's a reason they're trading away Ellis. If they weren't confident in Fabro, they would keep Ellis, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So number 2 on my list from the San Jose Sharks is Adin Hill.
Oh, this one's a bit. I never expected this one.
Hey, I know. I think Adin Hill this year, he never got his reps because, I mean, playing behind Kemper and Ranta, you're just waiting for him to get injured so you can have a look. So I think this year, I think him and Bernier will split it 50-50, and I think he will break out as a goalie. And I think next year we'll be coming into the season and we'll be like, all right, Adin Hill is the starter of this team.
He's 6'6", man. He's tall.
I never knew he was that tall, but
yeah, he's tall.
He fills up the net, and he's got experience in the AHL, and he's got enough experience backing up now that I think he's learned enough. I don't know who their goalie coach is in San Jose, but I hope they got a good one because I think this guy's going to be a stud next year.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
I'll give you a stat. So last year, I had 19 games played, so he's almost slid into 20 games. He had 9 wins and 9 losses. On a bad Arizona team, that's pretty good if you can split it. And he had 1 overtime loss. So I'd say you can say he lost 10 games. But, I mean, that's 18 points that, I don't know, they wouldn't have had if they had to look deeper in their depth chart.
I always thought he was going to find a way to get a solid role in the NHL somehow.
Yeah, so I hope this is it. I really hope he's
I think that's
good with San Jose.
That's something I didn't think about.
Yeah, I don't have San Jose really being great next year.
Yeah, but if he can play 40 to something games, man, and maintain a 905, 904 save percentage, I mean, that's a good year.
Yeah, for sure, especially for
even if he goes like 12 and 30 or something.
Yeah, and he might because I don't know, San Jose is the best team, but yeah, that's number 2 for me. And my number 1 breakout season, and it's got to happen eventually, from the St. Louis Blues, I'm taking Robert Thomas. Last year, I was predicting him to have a breakout season last year. And in 33 games, he had 3 goals, 9 assists for 12 total points.
That's not good, man. That's tough.
That's not good for how good Robert Thomas is, though. He's better than that. So
I remember when they won the Cup, he was a stud on that team.
Yeah.
He helped Pat Maroon score that goal that took him to the finals, I believe, in overtime.
I can't remember that far back, buddy. You got a better memory than me, but I mean, he's got to break out eventually. Robert Thomas, for me, is my number 1 candidate this year to break out.
Yeah, that's a good pick, man, because he's going to get every chance, too.
I hope so. And, I mean, you're playing him behind Ryan O'Reilly. Who's number 2 there in St. Louis?
Shen.
Yeah, you're right.
Then so he might only get 3rd. On the wing.
Yeah. So,
he's going to get 3rd line center. He's going to get 3rd, I think.
Yeah.
They're not going to let him waste. He'd be very wasteful to put him on the 4th line.
Yeah.
He's got more talent than that.
Yeah, I think this year he at least gets to 40 points, man. I think he can score half a goal a game or half a point a game this year for sure.
Yeah.
He's got to get to 40. And
I think
then,
you're right.
yeah, I don't know.
I
I
think he
think
can get
he's going to
50.
break out.
Like
50?
50, if the player gets 50 from 20 points, I mean, that's what you would call a breakout season in my
Yeah.
eyes. So
I
think
don't
he
know
could
what
do that.
happened to him last year. I should have checked in. He only had 33 games. I don't know
He
if he
might have
got
got
sent
injured. I'm not
down or if he
sure.
got injured. I think he might have got injured, actually.
Yeah, I'm
That's a
not really
good
sure what
call.
happened to him. Yeah. That's good picks, man. Let's breakout players.
Thanks, buddy.
I think that's the last thing we got scheduled for tonight.
Yeah.
I
Is there anything
believe.
else going on in the league you want to chat about?
Let me think. It's kind of the part of the year where nothing much is happening if you guys are signing.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Not much more than that. And maybe next week we'll choose who might go on a long playoff run, or who's got a good chance
Yeah,
for the cup or
we'll
something.
have something for
Make it interesting. We'll
all of
bring
our
up
fans. We'll have something
Yeah.
for all of them. Can't let them all down.
Yeah, but it was a good conversation, man.
Steve, I couldn't have said it better myself, man. I'm happy. Happy we
interesting.
hopped on.
Yeah, it was fun
for sure.
time.
Anyway, folks,
Right.
at home listening, this has been the Hockey Tank Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.